Hello there, and welcome to the Heed Army podcast live. We are doing commentary duties here for Hebburn today against Long Eaton United. So it is the East Division playoff semi-finals, and we will have full match commentary here with us today. And sorry about that, we're having a little audio issue with my microphone there. So we're going to go through the team sheet very shortly. My name is David Gaddis. I'm joined by Mark Crovers. We'll be bringing you the full game here today. And Mark, absolutely beautiful site here today at Hebburn. The ground's looking lovely, starting to fill up nicely, and we've got the Tyneside just behind the stand in front of us here, all basked in sunshine.
Yeah, it's not warm though, is it?
It certainly isn't warm. It isn't warm.
It's a chilly night, but no, a great night for Hebburn Town. First time they've ever been in the MPL East playoffs. Chance to move a step closer to playing in the Premier Division in Step 3 for the first time in their history. Same, Long Eaton United. It's a big test for them. I've seen Long Eaton fairly recently at North Shields when they lost at North Shields, but a very dangerous opponent, as Hebburn know, because they've been beaten twice this season by them already.
Certainly. Well, both sides are looking to get themselves up the non-league pyramid, and say they've both got themselves up to this level in recent years. So they're both clubs on the rise, and tonight's a very big game for both of them.
Well, you tend to find at this level in the both levels of the Northern Premier League, you've got one or two things. You've got clubs who are on their way up, or those that are on their way down, and maybe use the Northern Premier League as a bit like I want to put this, a bit like a hospital for a club, really, where they kind of reinvigorate themselves, recover from relegation, and go again. I've seen many in the Northeast that have done similar and got back into the sort of National League North. But yeah, two good clubs, a lot of work going in. I mean, we've been talking to one of the co-owners here at Hebburn Town about the developments going on at the ground, which are ongoing pretty much every day, to be fair. And there's a lot planned here, whether they go up or not. I was here Saturday when they secured the playoff place. They'll have to put in a similar performance tonight. Something that Daniel Moore, the player manager, said in a piece I did for the Shields Gazette. They were hard working on Saturday. They were disciplined. They were focused. They're going to need that in abundance tonight.
They certainly are. And we're an interactive podcast here, so if you want to send any messages throughout the commentary, you can. We've got a couple here. Sean Parry has got good luck Hebburn. And we've also got a message here from Donald. He's put, come on, you Blues. And we've got one here from Liv Walden. Good evening to you both, and thank you, Liv, for tuning in tonight. I've got the team sheet here. I'll quickly go through Long Eaton United side first. They've got Ross Durant in goal, wearing number 1. Number 2 is Brad Wilson. Number 3, Sam Parker. Number 4 is Danny Gordon. Number 5 is Kieran Walker. 6, Luke Cox. 7, Isaiah Ferrin. Callum McKinley wears number 8. Alex Marshall, number 9. Tom Marshall, number 10. And Jamie Walker, 11. On the bench is Laryl King, Mika Jebson, Reese Bertram, Tom Corsons, and Ben Hutchinson, who, of course, started his career at Middlesbrough, had a stint at Celtic as well in his career. Much travelled, of course. He's in his latter stages of his career, but hey, what a weapon to have on the bench.
It is, yeah. Again, going back to when I saw them at North Shields, the threat came from out wide. Plenty of pace out wide, plenty of threat as well. I'm sure it'll be the same here tonight. They like to get the ball out wide and really try and get in behind the fullbacks. So the likes of, I know you'll go on to it in a minute, but the Hebburn team played out wide at fullback. Tom Devitt and Dan Groves will have to be at it tonight. There's no doubt about that. But
I'll tell you what, I'll let you go through the Hebburn lineup.
Thank you very much. In goal, I'm going to guess the formation here as well. In goal is number 1, Sean Newbrook. Right back will be Tom Devitt. Left back will be Dan Groves. 2 centre backs, Sean Reid and Jack Donaghy, who's passed the fitness test to take his place, and he replaces player manager Daniel Moore. Heburn's midfield, I should say, is Aaron Thompson, Jake Hackett, and Robbie Spence. Amar Purewell, top goal scorer, will lead the line, and he'll be supported on the left, I'll say, by Ollie Martin, and on the right will be Joe Walton. On the bench is Liam Murray, Daniel Moore, Liam Henderson, Wayne Phillips, and Will McCamley.
Another strong bench as well. Both sides have got something in reserve if needed.
Well, I think I saw today there was a stat at, or maybe in the match day programme actually, that Liam Murray, who's on the bench, has got the most man of the matches out of anyone in the squad. Now, Liam's a young midfielder who's progressed from Northern League Division 2 with Jarrow just on the road from here. But Liam is a very talented midfielder, but can't get in the side because of what the first team are doing. But you look elsewhere, the experience. I mean, Wayne Phillips wrote his name into Gateshead's history books not long ago, it's a while ago now.
Yeah.
With that playoff goal against, was it Telford?
Telford. We just got to look at the history of Wayne Phillips, of course. Numerous Wembley finals, Wembley goals, promotions everywhere he's been. A fantastic asset to have on the bench, of course, in the latter stages of his career as well. But he can get around the pitch a bit better than me and you, Mark. So we're not going to judge.
You know what? That's harsh. That's harsh. I'd have myself as a box to box, but yeah, I mean, looking elsewhere, Liam Henderson, vastly experienced striker. Has played in the Championship, played in the Football League on the bench, but that's purely down to the form of Amar Puewal, who's been in brilliant form this season. Has played out wide, but has firmly established himself as Hebburn's number 9. Will McCamley's just come back from a long-term injury. Will, very promising midfielder, very good player, came through the system at South Shields, and then the gaffer as well, who's FA Vars winner with Spennymoor Town. Won promotion with Shildon as player manager, and has done a good job in the last year since he's been here. But I will say it again, they are facing a considerable threat from Long Eaton.
Well, both games they played this season, there's been a goal fest. I think it was 3-2 in one of the games to Hebburn.
Dave, I warned you about this yesterday.
What's that?
Going on about goal fest.
Goal fest, and then the other one I think was 4-1 to Long Eaton. Mark's frightened that it's going to be a 0-0 draw after I've said that. But
we'll be sat here about half-time tonight with a penalty shootout of this, right?
Well, you never know, but you won't miss a kick with us. And as I say, thank you very much for joining us here on the Heed Army podcast. It's an absolute pleasure to be here to cover the Hebburn game. Normally we cover the Gateshead games, of course, but we're very good friends with the people down here at Hebburn, and it's an absolute pleasure to help out tonight, and also as well to provide the commentary as well for the Long Eaton fans as well, because obviously we appreciate not everyone can travel up on a Tuesday night down there from Nottinghamshire. So we hope you enjoy the commentary. We hope that you enjoy the result, more importantly, for whatever team you're affiliated to. But as I say, we're going to call it down the middle, and hopefully you enjoy the commentary service that we provide. And just going back to the teams there, obviously, Amar Puewal, scored a lot of goals over the year, but he scores a lot of great goals as well. He doesn't score a tap in, does he?
The thing with Amar is, he was brilliant when he came through at Darlington. When they sort of were forcibly relegated by the FA down to the Northern League. He was a big part of the team that got back into the Northern Premier League. Big, powerful striker, uses his body well to hold the ball up. Just the sort of player that this Hebburn team needs. They need a foundation at the top end of the pitch to build from. The one player I'd like to pick out, if it's all right, is Robbie Spencer, midfield, who has progressed with the club. He was at Team Northumbria in the Northern League, has been an absolute rock here, and has been someone that I think could play higher quite comfortably. Loves doing the dirty work in midfield, will pop up for goals just as he did on Saturday. So there's, there is talent right the way through, but Puewal will be key tonight. Ollie Martin as well. We'll find out what side he's playing, because he can't play both. Has scored some spectacular goals this season.
Obviously, we'll keep along the goal scoring theme. Jamie Walker, 21 goals this season. Obviously, pivotal part of Long Eaton getting to this stage of where they are in the playoffs. I say, it'd be interesting to see what type of striker he is. Not fully familiar with him. I only know the stats really. It'd be nice if any Long Eaton fans could let us know if he's a strong aerial striker or a pacey one. But I guess we'll find out when the game starts. But it would be nice if someone could give us a little bit of information on that. That would be lovely. Just to mention the Long Eaton, there's a lot of fans in the bar here before the game, so you've got a good following here today. Hopefully we can hear them over the microphones. And let's say we'll see if we can see any flags or anything. We'll read them out during the game. But it's an exciting game, all to play for, and just looking forward. I mean, I know this is only the semi-final. Either team's got to get to the final and progress from there. But some lovely games to be picked out, especially we were talking about this with one of the co-owners before the game, before the commentary, should I say. There's a lot of local derbies there for both sides, really, if they can get up.
Yeah, there is. And that next level is that next level is a tough level. You know, you look at how long it's taken South Shields and all the investment that's gone in there. It's taken them 5 years to get out of it.
Yeah.
And that's as a, you know, sort of 2 years as a pretty much a full-time club as well. There's a lot of clubs, again, I talk about this thing about dropping down at this level and recovering. There's a lot of former Northern League, Football League clubs, I should say, in that Northern Premier League Premier. There's clubs like Hyde who have been a force at the top end of the game in the not too distant past. There's clubs like FC United of Manchester that have, you know, everyone knows their story. So it's a very good level. It's a very strong level. And we shouldn't forget next season you will have the likes of Macclesfield in there as well, who are an absolute powerhouse.
They're absolutely resurgent.
Although I'm not sure about charging £18 to get into home games.
Wow, that's quite a bit for the level. But yeah, it's all exciting to play for at this stage of the season. This is what what all football fans want. You want to get to these playoff stages. If you miss out on going up automatically, this is where the excitement lies. And we'll certainly find out what's going on there. We have got some more messages in there. Sandy Scruggy has put, come on, Long Eaton. And we've got a message here from Luke Skywalker. We've got, they should have played this match on Saturday, in all fairness. I wasn't too sure about what the connotations were of being able to play it on a Saturday, but it's the league that decides all of that. But
I think the thing is, and I agree, by the way,
yeah.
But what I would say, I think the league tried to get the playoffs wrapped up as soon as possible, so the FA can get on with the restructure and, you know, deciding who goes into which leagues and how things are going to work. So, but I do agree. I always think playoffs, particularly when you got someone like a Long Eaton making this long journey up the northeast on Tuesday night's never ideal.
Honestly, we'll commend every last one of the Long Eaton fans that have made the trip up here to South Tyneside here this evening. And if you're just joining us, it's barely a cloud in the sky. We can see right towards the coast, towards North Shields and South Shields from where we are. It's glorious. It's not that warm. It looks nicer than what it is. But the sun is starting to go down, so the temperature will dip. But the pitch is in perfect nick. There's barely any wind at the moment where we are. It's dropped right down. And I know it's an old cliche, but it's a perfect night for football, Mark.
It is, and I always think, you know, we look at the development at Hebburn Town. It feels like a good non-league ground now, doesn't it? I think of when I was here a good few years ago when they had some troubles and they nearly went under, and I looked at what it is now compared to what it was back then. It's just a remarkable change. But no, South Tyneside, and I will say North Tyneside, just across the water, across the Tyne, looking resplendent on this Tuesday night.
Well, it certainly is. We've got a message from Michelle. I wish I was there. Nerves are real. Well, well, hopefully we can have that drama and hopefully settle into it and enjoy it.
I should say we are going to try and keep people informed of. I know, obviously, focus is this game, but we are going to be looking at games elsewhere as well. And
there's a lot of local games going on.
And obviously the other semi-final.
Yeah, the other semi-final, of course, and that'll be the one that people have an eye on throughout this game, and we'll keep you all up to date on all of that. We're a couple of minutes away from kick-off, waiting for the teams to come out. Just a big thank you to everyone that's joined us so far. If you'd like to share the stream, if there's any Long Eaton fans that obviously haven't been able to make it up, and you know that they are anxious about the game, maybe you could just give it a share, and we'll be able to get that out to everybody. Just sticking our head out of our little box here that we're in. There's a quite fair following down here on the left-hand side of us, and it's going to be hopefully close to 1,000 attendance here. It'd be very nice, wouldn't it, Mark?
Yeah, I think with it being a Tuesday night, it's possibly not going to reach those levels. I think you may be looking at a 500, maybe. Well, hopefully. Teams are obviously coming out because the national anthem of Heaven is playing, as they quite normally phrase it here. It's Belinda Carlisle's Heaven is a place on earth.
It's a nice play on words, isn't it? And it always makes me laugh at the Hoik fan club over on the far side there. They've got the sign there on the advertising boards. It's a lovely little town, Hoik, but wouldn't think there'd be a Heaven fan club up there. But I don't work for the Hoik tourist board, but if you ever get the chance, go up. It's quite nice. And as I say, we're waiting for the teams to come out. There's a photographer down there on the pitch waiting for them to come out. I think there might be even Emilio that covers Gateshead games that's down there. So you'll see some good pictures of this game on social media after, and we'll retweet them from our Twitter account at @Heed_Army. Come on, Long Eaton, says Jason. Well, Loopsy Skywalker said, really appreciate the commentary. Great job. Yeah, you haven't heard the game yet.
Right. We're going to have people who don't listen to us very often, Dave. So I know you're bursting to get it out, but we have got a celebrity fan.
We have got a celebrity fan. Ryan Reynolds was a very, very annoyed by our commentary capabilities during this season. But I say that's the celebrity bit out the way. The teams are just shaking hands and coming out. So Hebburn in black and white stripe, black and white, nearly falling into old habits of comment on Gator, yellow and black strip and reverse with red and black for Long Eaton. So we're going to find out which way they're shooting at the moment, and I'll quickly go through the teams now. The visitors have Ross Durant in goal, Brad Wilson, Sam Parker, Danny Gordon, Kieran Walker, Luke Cox, Isaiah Ferron, Callum McKinley, Alex Marshall, Tom Marshall, and Jamie Walker make up the starting line. Up on the bench, my mic is having a nightmare here. On the bench is Laurel King, Mika Jefferson, Reese Bertram, Tom Curson, and Ben Hutchinson. For Hebburn, this is how they line up. It's Sean Newbrook in goal, Tom Devitt, Dan Groves, Sean Reid, Jack Donoghue, Aaron Thompson, Jake Hackett, and Robbie Spence, Amar Purell, and Ollie Martin and Joe Walton. And that is the starting lineup there on the bench. Liam Murray, the player manager, Daniel Moore, Liam Henderson, Wayne with Phillips, and Will McCunley. So there we go. We're about to get underway here. And, well, that's it. The music stopped, and I think me and Mark just got a little bit too far apart there. We pulled our headphones to one side. But the captains now are going through the handshake and instructions with the referee. And we're about to get underway in this East Division playoff semi-final.
Just before we do get underway, there's a goal in the Northumberland Senior Cup final.
Wow, that's quick.
St James's Park. It's they kicked off 7:30. Morpeth Town beaten by Spartans by a goal to nil. Jeff Henderson, former Gateshead loanee.
Yes, he was. Yeah. Well, the switching ends here, and Hebburn are going to be shooting towards our left-hand side, towards the Tyne River, and I'm not sure on the geography here, but they're shooting towards the graveyard on the other side.
Well, there is a graveyard
there. There is a graveyard, yeah. So we'll see the graveyard.
I would have said main road. But,
main road, yeah. That's probably a better description. But we are all set and ready to get underway, and we hope you're relaxed with a cup of tea or even a stronger beverage, ready for this semi-final. Hebburn not going to get us underway here. Referee checks his watch. Oh, this is probably the longest build-up I've ever seen here.
Just attention.
There we go. We're underway now, and Hebburn play the ball out towards Purell, who nods the ball on, looking for the run of Martin, but it's went out of play for a goal kick, a throw in here on our left-hand side. We're halfway inside the Long Eaton half. There's going to be Dan Groves that takes it quickly. Played inside, and now having to play it back. Hebburn just played forward by Donoghue over the top there. Purell, can he get there? He lofts the ball up in the air. The keeper's just going to run over and get that one.
Do you know if he can get more on that? He's on it's on target. I think he scores there. The keeper's in no man's land, Ross Durant. It's just a speculative ball over the top from Jack Donoghue, and Purell's got a real chance. That's a warning sign for Long Eaton this early.
It was a decisive ball straight through the middle, wasn't it? Ball now won the header by Long Eaton up towards midfield on Martin, nods it down over the top now. Purell running on. Keeper comes out. He's committed, but he's got there quickly. A bit of an unorthodox kick. Got it straight over to Joe Walton. Now ball pinged over the top, and that's going to bounce through to the keeper. But yeah,
quick off his line, isn't it, Durant? Yeah, he's done well there. He shinned it, mind.
He did,
but he's got it away.
Well, you don't want to keep that in two minds, and he certainly wasn't. He was straight off his line there and out the box. But his kick finds its way up towards... handball there by Jamie Walker.
He's unlucky there, to be fair. It's just bounced up.
It bounced
off
up to him, didn't it? It wasn't hand.
It was like a spin bowler, wasn't it? It just popped up off the off there with a bit of spin and caught his hand. But yeah, Walker's the one to watch. Stats don't tell you everything, but I think in his case, his goal scoring record's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's out there on the left-hand side of a front three here, by the looks of it. It's ball up, nodded on. Purell can get the ball under control, tries to dink it over for the run of Hackett, but it's going to be cleared, brought down by Thompson. Thompson still has the ball, tries to get it through to Martin, but the clearance only finds as far as Devitt, who puts the ball over the top. Well, puts it through and all the way through to the goalkeeper.
100 miles an hour so far, isn't it? No one getting the foot on the ball.
It's all Hebburn at the moment, though. Well, Durant just slowing it down somewhat. Some clever goalkeeping. As the ball cleared up, one in the air by Hebburn. Nodded on by Walker up towards Marshall, who nodded it on. Here, headed clear by Hebburn. Ball's going to go out play on the far side.
Yeah, I think at the minute both teams are just sort of finding their way into the game. Nobody's really, as I say, putting.
It feels a nervy game, doesn't it?
You can sense nerves around, and it probably won't settle for another 15, 20 minutes. I think you'll probably see this sort of game until that point. But I just feel, someone like a Robbie Spence, from Heburn's point of view, just needs to get his foot on the ball and maybe just calm things down a bit, start dictating the play a bit.
Purell, the header went away from there. Now nodded forward. Marshall tries to win the header. Now it falls to Ferron. Ferron tries to loft it over for the run of Marshall. Tom Marshall, that is. But there's a clearance now, and Purell comes in. He's on the edge of his box there. He's
done very well.
Durant just loves to be on the edge of that box there, doesn't he? Because good goalkeeper, no?
Yeah, lively. I think, Hebburn will look to get that ball in behind, so he's got to have a good starting position. He had a very good one there.
Yeah, again, just slows it down and picks the ball from his hands, this time up the right-hand side of the pitch. Marshall loses out in the aerial battle, being brought down by Gordon. Gordon pings it over the top of the run of Walker, and brought down in midfield, though, by Tom Marshall. All out towards Walker. Didn't get it there and nodded back to the keeper.
Yeah, Sean Reid, an interesting player at the back for Hebburn. Can play literally anywhere down the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, he was midfielder at Blythesport, wasn't he?
Midfielder, attacking midfielder, defensive midfielder, plays a striker, and playing at centre back tonight, which is where he started his career.
Lovely nod on there, but couldn't find its way through to Purell. And there's the foul on the let's give the foul on the far side. Sam Parker brought down. Well,
yeah, I don't need to look outside. I can hear Daniel Moore complaining about that, because he is quite rightly, if I'm honest, saying the referee's looking straight at it, the linesman isn't. The linesman's give the foul. So, interesting one.
Referees, who'd comment on them? Who'd comment on them?
Many a manager.
The only thing is, we need them.
We do.
Durant's going to take this free kick out on the left-hand side. Pings it up. It's going to go towards. Well, it's beaten in the air by. Was it Smith that got there? Sorry, just
Sean Reid.
Sean Reid that got there. He's everywhere and everywhere. Throw into Long Eaton on the far side, just inside the Hebburn half. I'm going to see a long throw from Kieran Walker. And I'm expecting a long throw here because they're all camped out on the edge of the box. He's at the halfway line and he's launched it. It's a good throw. Been headed clear by Hebburn, only as far as Gordon, who puts it over the top. Marshall chasing it down, holds the ball up well, manages to get the ball to Wilson. Wilson can put a ball into the box. It's not cleared yet, though. Overhead kick from Walker. It was a bit audacious. Goes about 10 foot wide, and it's a goal kick to Hebburn.
Dave, if that had gone in, I think we'd be talking about that goal for years to come. It would be an unbelievable effort. I mean,
he telegraphed what he was going to do, and if he had got it on target, that would have been some goal.
Yeah, it's ambitious, as you say. First sort of signs of life from Long Eaton.
Yeah.
But you saw the threat. They like to get the ball in the box from out wide. They've tried that on 2 quick occasions there, and it's as I say, it's an ambitious effort. Never really troubling.
Well, Alex Marshall showing himself to be a good number 9. Got him. Newbrook just slipped there as he kicked it, and now Ollie Martin gets in front of the ball. Does he get past his man? He doesn't. Or he does. He gets past. Luke Cox, ball into the middle, but too far in front of Purell, and the keeper gathers that one there.
Got to be honest, at first sight, I thought it was a foul, but
I thought he pulled him back there.
But yeah, linesman hasn't given it against Martin. It's a good ball in, just a little bit too far.
He's 2 for 2, the linesman, no?
Yes, he is. He is.
Durant clearance up the pitch. Marshall beaten in the air. It's going to fall to Wilson. Wilson nods it forward. Now Martin can nod it on towards Purell. It's a bit of a up in the air game at the moment, but now Spence pings it forward and out of play it goes.
I mean, for us, we should say our commentary position is up a height here at the Green Entry Sports Ground. We've got a nice view of the ball most of the time, haven't we?
We have at the moment. We haven't got a good view of the corners on our side of the pitch.
Yeah,
so if we'll guess what's happening either side of us at the corners, we wait this throw though. Up it comes. Up the ball nearly hit us there. You might have heard it hit our commentary position. Or another throw just inside the Hebburn half as Wilson grabs the ball. 0-0 if you all just joined us here in this semi-final playoff, East Division, Northern Premier League. Ball comes off a Long Eaton player for a throw to Hebburn. 2/3 inside their own half. Massive thank you to everyone that's joined us as we await this throw from Dan Groves. Groves now launches it up towards Spence, who nods it on. Now it's been put over the top by Groves. Chasing down, Cox does well, nods it out, and it's a throw into Hebburn on our left-hand side.
So I mentioned earlier about what sides Martin and Walton would play on. I mean, they are both on the left at the moment, but it does look as if Joe Walton's starting on the right-hand side in front of Tom Devitt, and Ollie Martin's on the left.
Commentator's curses now. Ball, Martin is going to receive it back here. No, it's played inside, played out by Aaron Thompson. Ball into the centre. Oh, good defending to get that cleared. Not clear, fully cleared though. And a shot off and saved by Durant. Cleared, but only as far on the far side. And now Danny Gordon can clear it, but couldn't pick out a teammate. And now Hebburn try and ping the ball up looking for Purell and cleared up in the air by Sam Parker. Very scrappy at the moment. No team really getting control of the ball, but that's a nice pass out to the far side. Can the delivery come in? It can. It's up towards Purell. Can he get off the ground? He had two players there. Oh, he's coming in there.
Oh, he's given it.
Well, he's given a free kick there. He was going in for the shot and kicked one of the defenders in the process. It's a free kick to Long Eaton just inside their own box.
Yeah, first real save for any goalkeeper there. Ross Durant, who's near post. I think it was Robbie Spence, was it? Aaron Thompson, maybe.
I think it was Aaron Thompson.
Yeah. All he could do was getting on target, it's coming at him at quite a pace. It's a good save, though. He's got down well, saved with his foot. And, that's better, much better from Hebburn.
Well, see, we yet to see a flow get into the game. We've had a couple of little spells, if you are just joining us. It's still 0-0. But it's been a lot over the top at the moment, hasn't it? We've been bypassing midfield for both sides at the moment. But the ball played forward. It's right up in the air. The highest the ball's been. It's going to drop right down. Headed forward. Ollie Martin tries to put it over the top, and it's going to bounce out for a throw-in just inside the Long Eaton half on the far side. In front of the main stand here, which is looking quite full.
Yeah, I think we have got quite a strong crowd. Looks quite similar to Saturday's, actually, which was, I think, 620.
Well, the ball nodded forward. It went over Walker's head, and Devitt can take the throw here. Former Newcastle United Academy player as he clears the ball back up the pitch. Still lofted over the top by both sides at the moment. Cleared by Reed. Now it's in midfield with Martin. Martin couldn't control it, and the ball nearly goes through, and Marshall put under pressure, but Newbrook comes out to the edge of his area.
Well
gathers the ball well.
Yeah, a bit scrappy there from Hebburn. A bit of panic station setting in, but Newbrook again. We praised Durant for his starting position, and Newbrook's done exactly the same.
Well, ball's going to come down here. As he said, play on the referee. Looked like there was a pull, but the ball's going to bounce. Is it going to go out of play? Oh, it is. And Ollie Martin, Spence count himself lucky there.
I don't know. I think it's called accentuating the contact, making sure the referee knows he's been pushed.
Yeah.
It was a foul. I'm not doubting that. I think, just making sure there. I think Brad Wilson.
Well, Durant stole a few yards there, took it right a few more yards further inside of the pitch from the touchline. Well, I think this is going to go central as he pings this up. It does. It's going to aim up there towards Marshall, nodded forward. Ferren gets a head onto it, but cleared by Hebburn, out for a throw on our right-hand side here, halfway inside the Hebburn half.
I'll tell you what, Dave, we have got here is a lovely view of the two managers having a go at each other.
Yeah.
It's there's been a few little exchanges, shall we say, in the opening 15.
Well, we're going to see another long throw from Kieran Walker here, the big number 5. And we've seen he had a good throw on him earlier on this side of the pitch this time. Launches it up towards the edge of the box. It's got to be one in the air. It has been won by Hebburn, cleared, but it's only going to fall to Wilson, who pokes it over the top. Headed away. Still, now it's under control by Purell. Can they do something with it here? Martin gets past his man. Can he get onto the ball? He cannot. Defender just gets in the way, and the ball comes off Martin for a throw to Hebburn, Long Eaton.
Definitely a Long Eaton ball.
Yeah. There's Ferren there. Was there a foul? It was. There's a cultured little tackle there from Dan Groves in the back of Ferren.
Referee giving it absolutely full on Mike Dean there.
Yeah.
They say that the facial expression, the hands out, asking you committed the foul. What else was I meant to do?
Well, Sam Parker stands over the ball.
Dangerous, because it's going to swing in. It's a bit windy.
They're gathered on the edge of the area. In it comes. It's deep. It's going towards the back post. It hasn't been won. It's going poked in the back of the net by Walker. He was there at the right place. Jamie Walker, the ball was nodded down at the far post. There he was, just to stab it home. And unfortunately, Hebburn, the defense just stood still.
Yeah, really not good enough from Hebburn defensively there. The first ball's being won. And Walker's just more lively than anyone else in that area. It's not a surprise given the goals he's got this season. It's a tap in. He's only 6 yards out. He's not going to miss from there.
No.
And I don't think
it fell into that dangerous area between the defence and the goalkeeper. It wasn't very big, but when it did fall, Walker was there just to poke it home.
Yeah, Hebburn's defence is just not good enough there. And the manager will be having words. There's been a goal in the other semi-final where Stockton Town are 1-0 up against Stocksbridge.
Well, we'll keep you updated on that, but at the moment it's Hebburn 0, Long Eaton 1. There's a ball nodded down by Wilson to his goalkeeper Durant.
The thing now is that Long Eaton have got something to hold on for.
Yeah.
They've got the advantage, and not that I'm trying to suggest they'll try and sit out for the next however long's left, 60, 70 minutes, whatever it is. They will try and keep going, and they will try and get another one, but they have got something to hold on to now.
It's about both teams' reactions here. How will Hebburn react to that, and how will Long Eaton deal with being in front now? Will they keep on the front foot? We'll have to see. Is the ball is going to bounce, stayed in on the line on the far side? Hasn't. It's went out to Long Eaton throw halfway inside their own half. But yeah, as I say, we've seen the aerial game here today.
We really have. It has been both sides.
And the delivery in was fantastic, and the Hebburn defenders just didn't deal with it.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I think the first ball was won. I'm not sure it was far post, but it's a good knock on. And then it's just all about reaction times.
Well, Loopsy Skywalker says they won't rest on it, but a ball over the top now. Purell, can he get past his man? He needs to hold it up. Was he fouled? Referee says no. And that was a foul, though, the follow-up. And just getting a little bit tasty out there at the moment.
Hebburn need to be careful here because there's a lot of frustration growing. I think mostly that they can't get going themselves. But there has been a couple of decisions that they feel has gone against them. So we're just seeing Robbie Spence getting a talking to here.
I mean, deservedly so there as well. He just clipped him as he ran away.
I think the frustration is more about that Purell wasn't given a foul for the pullback.
Yeah.
But I can see why it wasn't given. But I just think, there is frustration growing from Hebburn. They need to get right in the heads here.
And obviously he's playing the lone striker up there, Purell, but he needs to either distribute or hold it up a bit better. But we'll see how Hebburn can react from here. As Durant takes the free kick, pings out to the left-hand side, one in the air. Marshall nods it down. Walker tries to get to it, and a free kick given against Long Eaton. And Hebburn got one here about 10 yards outside their own box. If you all just joined us here for this semi-final playoff game, East Division of the Northern Premier League, it is Hebburn Town 0, Long Eaton 1. Jamie Walker with the goal. So Free kick taken out, up towards the top line, nodded on. Can they get onto the Spence? Was just beaten to the ball there by Walker. And the other Walker clears the ball, and he is far, though, as a Hebburn player, but he's dispossessed. The ball over the top now, and Ferrin is going to try and nip between the two defenders, but there was Reid to get it back. And the appeals for the foul from the Hebburn players in midfield, but they need to switch on and deal with the ball till the whistle's played here. Ferrin just bends his run. Marshall comes through. Could have been high feet.
Sorry.
Offside flag on there.
I thought he'd given off high feet there, because it did look as if Dan Groves had...
You know, if that hadn't been offside, it would have been interesting to see what the referee would have done there. Well,
yeah, as I say, there's just a little bit. You said it earlier; it's getting a little bit tasty.
Yeah,
and yeah, I think there's a need to maybe just calm things down a bit.
Ball right through the centre towards Purell. Can he control? Nods it on. Oh, it just goes behind Spence, but it's been picked up though. Now, offside flag went up. That's a pity. It was a good ball over the top. Just its line very well.
Yeah, that ball, I'm quite surprised, because the initial free kicks from outside and the left in the Hebburn half, and they've made it more central to get it into Pure, which is a strange decision given the angle of the ball into the box, but Long Eaton dealing with it fairly well there.
Just a little update on the crowd. I just took my head out the window there and looked towards where the sports bar is, and there's a massive crowd of people there, so it's looking really good here for the attendance. But of course, the Long Eaton fans will be the happier at the moment. We're 22 minutes into the game. And at the moment, Long Eaton winning 1-0. As Durant takes a free kick. Well, brought down by Long Eaton over the top for Marshall to run on to. Can he get there? There's always dispossessed Reid. And now Ferrin on the edge of the area. He needs this tasty tackles. Oh! Well, surely he was off the ground there, Gordon. He slid in. The ball over the top. Walker's trying to get onto it and cleared, but they'll say there's appeals there saying it was off the ground. And I tell you what, Gordon was very lucky he didn't catch it.
Yeah, it was Martin, wasn't it? Yeah, if he catches Martin there, I think he's probably walking, by the way.
He was off the ground. There's 2 feet in there. It's the only way to describe it. But as I say, let's say the referee get a little control of this game, maybe get the captains together. I mean, it's not too bad, but you could see it bubbling over if it carries on like that. Throw on the far side from Devitt. Gordon wins the header. Devitt dinks the ball forward, but with no real conviction to pick out a teammate there. It was more just a clearance.
It's gone back to how it was in the first 10 minutes, hasn't it? Where both teams are just trying to look to get the ball forward as quickly as possible without really trying to target anyone. It's just long ball.
There isn't a midfielder in either side that's trying to grab this game by the scruff of the neck and slow it down. But I say the battling for the ball in midfield on the far side. Can Hebburn come away with it? They have. Oh, and the ball to Martin was behind him, but it's been cleared now. And Alex Marshall, that is battling for it. Ferrin manages to dink it to a player, and the ball has come back to him. Can he keep it in on this right-hand side of the box? He can. And Groves is up against him. It's a tussle. Ferrin does well, lays it back to Wilson. Wilson has to run back though to get it under control. And now it can be played from Walker across the defence to Luke Cox. And now we're starting to see a little bit of the passing game from, as I said, the ball comes straight in towards Ferrin, wins the header. There's nobody in midfield to pick it up, and now they can try and clear the ball. Hebburn, Martin. Oh, and he just skews it off the inside of his boot out for a throw behind him where his bench is. And at the moment, they need to get the heads up and have a play with a little bit of confidence, Hebburn, because at the moment, I hate to say it, but it's a bit of a hot potato with the ball at the minute. No one wants to be on it.
It has been from both sides, to be fair. No one's really getting the ball down, playing it properly. But Long Eaton are the more effective of the two sides at the moment. I think there's no doubt in that. With not just because they got the lead, I think just looking a bit more conviction going forward.
A long throw there, and from our vantage point as well, what a spin he put on it as well.
It's a really interesting technique, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's a Long Eaton bench couldn't understand why the throw went the other way, but it's a throw to.
I've got to be honest, that makes two of us.
Yeah. Taken down the left-hand side here. Let's say it was won in the air by Long Eaton. Alex Marshall tries to get away, but now Walker, the goal scorer, brings it down. Just nice bit of control from Walker. He's holding off men. Was he pulled down? He was. And, this is a dangerous position here. Right-hand side of the D, about 25 yards out. it's perfect for a shot or a loft one into the
Well,
back post.
It's one of them. I think if a left-footed player from there, there's going to be what looks like a 4-man wall from Hebburn. Walker standing over it. You wouldn't be surprised if he has a dig
I
from
think
here.
the referee's done them a favour here. He's moved the ball. He's a little bit further back from where the foul actually happened. Well, Walker, top goal scorer. He's got 22 goals this season so far. Stands over the ball. He's going to go for a left-footed one, but there is some players that can peel off at the back there. The players on the far side of the box. What will we see here? Newbrook stands. In it comes. It's a shot straight at Newbrook. And, well,
There's no point
pressure
launching
relieved.
it. Not sure Newbrook was going to launch it forward there, but Puel's 3 against 1.
Yeah.
So he's just calmed it down. Allowed players to get forward and support.
Say Ollie Martin hasn't been too wide. He did start off early in the wide position here on the left, but he's been cutting in a lot and not giving much option to the team to spread it out to the wings. But the ball goes over the top, headed away by Walker, nodded back up. What can Hebburn do here? They're going to pick up the loose ball. Groves puts the ball over the top, looking for the run of Purell, and Durant has all the time in the world for that to bounce through to him.
Again, Hebburn just need to get the foot on the ball.
There's so much time and space for both sides when they get the ball down. There isn't anybody getting on top of them, so I don't know. Well, you would hope that as the game progresses, they'll keep it going and play along the ground. But at the moment, Long Eaton won't be complaining too much as Walker heads it from the centre of defence up towards the other Walker. But now it's really ball over the top for Purell. It caught though. Now a shot. Oh, there's an audacious one there from Joe Walton.
About 40 yards out, and I've seen him score from there, man, a couple of times.
That would sting the defender that had hit off there. And Walton, as he won the ball, he has. And well, it's once again just. Don't know if you heard that on the microphones, but the Long Eaton bench not exactly happy. And ball over the top, nobody there, and that's going to be Durant just to collect that on the left-hand side of his box with ease.
Goal in the National League for any Gateshead fans listening. Adam Campbell's just put them 1-0 up at Boreham Wood.
That is 10 for 11 for the season. 10 for, yeah, fantastic stuff. Hopefully they can carry that forward into the final of the FA Trophy. Ball through, just behind the final ball hasn't been great. There's now Long Eaton try and build here on the right-hand side as Minkley tries to play it down the line. Now Hebburn clear the ball and it's just going to come out of play here for a throw, and that just sums up the evening so far for Hebburn. It's a lot of huff and puff, but we're not seeing any fruits of the labour.
Yeah, just again, just rushed, isn't it? It's
well, Ferran comes through there. I say the Hebburn defence was leaving that to Newbrook, and now Newbrook can distribute it to Groves. Groves can carry this forward over the halfway line, left-hand side of the pitch. If he looks to play the ball forward, there's Martin chasing it down. Has he got there? He can. Pulls it back across. The keeper was worried. Now it's going to get with Walton, right-hand side of the box. Pulls it back. What can Hebburn conjure up here? Walton has the ball. Crosses the ball in. It's not a great one. Cleared by Gordon. But can they pick up the second ball? Marshall heads it on. Alex Marshall, that is. As comes up against Reed, and Reed puts it out for a throw on the halfway line.
Good little battle, isn't it?
It was, yeah.
It's physical. It's good. One to keep an eye on, I think. But first signs of life. From Ollie Martin there, getting in left hand side. It's a wonderful ball across, and just nobody really reading it.
Well, I'm sure they've got an earpiece in listening to us, because I did see need to get. They haven't, but I know I did see need to get a bit more of it to the left. But let's say Long Eaton just edging it at the moment. Of course, with the scoreline they are, but the flow of the game. But Groves got space to run into here. He's going to carry it down the left-hand side. He's poked it inside. Now ball out to Purell, left-hand side of the box. Can he get across in? Pulls it back across. There's nobody there. Oh, there is. There's the shot. Good save. Well, I think it was Walton. Again. Yeah, you can see ball cleared out on the far side. It come off a Hebburn player. But just thought he was going to get that connection. But a good save from Durant in the build-up.
Really good save down low to his left. It's a good ball in again from Purell. It's run all the way to Walton just inside the area. He's hit it first time. It's an awkward volley as well to take on, but it's a really good save from Durant low down to his left.
Well, when he's been called upon, I say the first 2 minutes he looked a little bit shaky. There was a moment when you thought, "Oof, has he committed too early?" But he's kept his side in it, more than in it. It's kept them in front. Is there any updates on scores from around there?
There isn't, but I have got some news from a club in this level.
Oh,
Dunstan UTS have confirmed that Chris Swales has stepped down
wow!
as manager.
That's an interesting one.
I wonder if things would have been different if they had have squeaked into the playoffs, because they had a chance on Saturday.
Well, I'll say there'll be plenty of teams wanting to play as comes in there. Oh, just went over the head of Puro, but now it's picked up by Thompson. Lays it back. Driving forward is Hackett. Hackett, can he lay it off to Puro? Puro just hit off his shin, and just Wilson was able just to outmuscle him. Oh, and well, Durant showed a moment there where he misjudged the bounce of the ball. It went over his foot, and out it goes for a corner.
I'll tell you something. He wasn't in front of his goal there, otherwise he'd given one away.
Well, Hebburn have got to take the chances.
This will be a gift.
So the management team will not be too happy if this leads to a goal.
Stockton Town 2-0 up in that other semi-final now.
Well, in comes the delivery, headed clear. There's going to be a Hebburn Town player to pick it up, put back out. Now, can they get the cross into the box? Hackett. Still with the ball, lovely bit of footwork. Now played inside, and just wouldn't go through. It was elaborate. It was nicely worked out, but the break for Farron, he's over the top. Groves is there. He gets past Groves, lovely bit of work, cuts into the right-hand side of the box. He's still driving with the ball, lays it off. Oh, it's good deflection there because Walker was in acres of space, and there's a tackle.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
The referee says play on, ball over the top for Purell. Can he get there? He can. He needs support, though. He gets the ball under control, lays it back to Martin. Martin drives forward with the ball. There isn't many yellow shirts committing forward just yet. There's now Martin has to put the ball across to the far side. Devitt, the right back, carries it forward a little bit. Now he pings a ball into the box. Can he aim for Purell? Keeper comes out and grabs that one. But that's better from Hebburn. We're seeing them get the ball down and run at the defence.
Yeah, a lot better and really good from Ollie Martin there, just holding the ball up and switching it out wide to Devitt. It's not the greatest ball in, just a little bit too lofted. Give Durant a chance to come out and claim. But it's, things getting better from Hebburn. But Long Eaton, I think we're pretty comfortable with that attack.
Massive thank you to everyone that has been sending messages. With obviously concentrating on the game when there's a break in play for this big one. We'll read some out, but we do appreciate every one of those, and thank you very much for joining us here tonight. And if you're just joining us, it's Hebburn Town 0, Long Eaton United 1. That man Jamie Walker with the goal. He was in the right time, right space at the right time. As now Marshall dropping deep to get that. There's appeals for handball. It did come off a hand. It would have been harsh to give, but it's a throw into Hebburn on our right-hand side.
Seems to have flown over this half, doesn't it? There's about 10 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm making about that yet. Hasn't been many stoppages, so I'd be surprised if there's much added on at the end. Ball nodded on by Spence, but it's going to come back. And it's Walker now dips it over the top, and Sean Reid under pressure from Marshall, who Hebburn managed to nod it on Purell. Can he see them runner? He can. Offside flag's going to go up. That was a beautiful run. Just he didn't time it right, and he was one-on-one with the keeper. If that had been perfect.
Yeah, really good from Purell. Just needed to get the ball away just a tad quicker, and Martin would have beat the offside track there, but it's dangerous. They put a very high line. I mean, the defensive line's about 40 yards.
You've got to appreciate the awareness there from Purell to send that away, but just from a Hebburn perspective, not quick enough. Well, the floodlights are on now here, but still very light in the sky. Ball by Durant forward, won by Hebburn. Martin puts it over the top, but Walker's there just to nod it away and nodded out towards the other Walker now. Devitt up against him. Walker turns, plays the ball down the wing. That's a lovely little ball. Can he get a cross in? He's still going now. As Parker, did the ball go out? It did. Hard to see from our vantage point. We're right on the halfway line, but from that side of the pitch, I thought you had initially kept it in there. But it's a goal kick.
Yeah, no real goals elsewhere. Just that, as I say, in the other semi-final, it is Stockton Town 2, Stockbridge Park Steel 0. So whoever goes through tonight does look as if they'll be travelling to Stockton Town on Saturday.
Well, big thank you to Alistair Derrick, Jason McLean, Claire Davison, Ellis39 for sending in messages. We really do appreciate. Ball over the top as Reid clears the ball down the line to Devitt. Devitt, can he keep it in? He's put it down the line. It's come right back up though, and that's a dangerous one. Had to be nodded away. Groves has just been dispossessed there. Oh, it isn't Groves. Sorry, it was Hackett. Groves now can jump. Oh, and wins a free kick. Well, at the moment, you just got to say that Long Eaton are just outmuscling them in certain areas, getting that ball a little bit further forward.
Yeah, they've been good so far. Long Eaton have done exactly what they did when they came here in the league. It's been exactly the same sort of game.
Well, Purell tries to win, drop deep, get the ball, but dispossessed. Devitt tries to control it, lays it back. Thompson gets the ball forward towards Martin, just pings off him. The ball's just coming in a million miles an hour, but the ball across to Ferrin here on the right hand side brings it down. Lays it back. Wilson puts it over the top, looking for Alex Marshall. Ping forward. Devitt will just nod that back to Newbrook. And I've been impressed with Alex Marshall. He's led that line pretty well on the far side. He's doing a bit of the dirty work that sometimes number 9s have to do.
Yeah, strong player, giving Reid and Donaghy a real test up front in terms of being physical, but also looking dangerous.
Oh, that's behind. A ball. There's Marshall. The ball ping forward, but Thompson's going to be there to clear it up. But Marshall doesn't give up. Ball back to Newbrook. Ball up towards Purell. Can he control it? Well, this one nipped in front of him. Just means to be a little bit more communication, Hebburn players, when the ball's in the air to see who's where and when. But now, can we pass back to Groves? Wasn't the greatest pass back.
It's hit a bobble, to be fair.
Ball forward. That was played blind, and it's going to go. Ferrin keeps it in, no. And Marshall, he's going to get it under control, lays it off, and the ball comes through. Appeals for handball. Fortunate for Hebburn, but the ball over the top now is Wilson. Is holding off Purell. Purell, can he get the ball? Wilson does very well, and he's going to put it down the line. And now, there's a good touch there. Played forward. Can Hebburn pick up the second ball? And not at the moment, as the ball comes off a Long Eaton player. I don't know how he's appealing for that, Callum McKinley. Or Minkley, sorry. Right on the halfway line, this, right in front of us. Groves.
There's a lot of appealing here, isn't there?
There certainly is, as the ball nodded on. Martin nods it down. Purell appeals for handball. There's a lot of appeals again. Martin now, his left-hand side. Under pressure. Was he fouled? No. Well, ball goes out for a throw to Hebburn, no. Purell shows. So does Thompson. Thompson gets the ball. Goes for a crossfield ball. Is it going to get there? No. Parker gets in front of it, but the ball's going to fall to Devitt. What can he do? He just instantly launches it towards the edge of the box. Headed clear by Wilson, but it's going to fall now. Spence, he's got the overlap. He goes straight into the middle of Purell. Header puts it past. Oh, has to get it on target. I was just about to criticise the ball didn't go out to the wing there initially, but they got the chance, and Purell just had to put it across.
Yeah, we're right behind that, and he's trying to get it right in the corner. I don't think he really had to, but that's probably, well, it is Heaven's best chance of the game so far. Lovely ball in from the right there. Yeah.
As soon as it left his head, you knew it was going wide from our vantage point. But Durant with a goal kick here. It's going to go down the left-hand side of the pitch. Nodded forward by Tom Marshall. It's always great when teams have got two players with the same name twice.
Really helpful, isn't it?
I always say when I was commenting against Barrow, when Gates had a Barrow and Burrow in the side against Barrow, that was a tongue twister of an evening. Well, Devitt heads it clear. Beaten in the air. It's picked up by Walker. Walker puts a ball, dangerous ball through there, and keeper Newbrook had to be off his line quickly. He was. But he clears the ball with his hands. It bounces through midfield. It didn't get through. And Thompson can head it up towards Purell. Purell doesn't get the header. Martin kind of pick up the second ball and just dealt with by Long Eaton, and now they're on the break. Walker in the centre of the pitch puts the ball out to the right-hand side. Ferran's going to get there, and now Groves has come across. He's got his right into the corner flag at the moment with the ball, holding up against. Can he do something? Ferran here lays it off to Wilson. Wilson puts up one in. It's a poor delivery, but it falls to Marshall though on the edge of the box. Now goes Gordon with a shot and comes off Marshall's feet and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Fearon's pace is causing real issues down the right-hand side, isn't it? Exactly the same again as it was at North Shields. His pace was getting him into positions that other players probably wouldn't.
Initially, I thought the ball was just going to go straight out there, but as you see, his pace, he just got in there and he held it up and got support from Wilson down this right-hand side. But there just needs to be a little bit more communication from Hebburn.
Yeah, just again, I mean, we've been saying it all game. Just get the ball down and play it.
Well, there's another instance there where the ball was just lofted forward. Ball bounces out for a throw-in on the far side, just inside the Long Eaton half. Tom Devitt with the ball in his hands.
Got players in midfield who can do that, but they just haven't at the moment, and it's not making for a classic.
It certainly isn't, as the ball played over the top, nodded out by Parker on the far side. Walton. He's going to leave it for Devitt. Can they get this an opportunity to get the ball in the box? Spence. No communication, puts it straight out for a throw. He had hoped for the overlap from Devitt. Yeah, I think half time for Hebburn is coming at the right time. I think they need to regroup, refocus. Long Eaton probably won't want the half time break at the moment. As I say, they quite possibly could get another on the break.
Yeah, I think there'll be some strong messages going into the Hebburn dressing room. Long Eaton have been the more composed of the two sides, and obviously took that chance again. I will say, I think
Ollie Martin puts the ball over the top. Purell's got it on the right hand side. Barton busting the gut to get to the centre. There needs to be more yellow shirts. Walton now lofts it in. It's going to be headed clear, but the second ball can be picked up by Hebburn. It has nodded out. Driving forward of the ball, puts a cross in, and it's going to go for a corner. Good stuff from Hebburn at the end of the first half.
Yeah, Aaron Thompson now just breaking in the box. It's been a great signing here, signed from West Auckland Town, the Northern League. Very talented player, former South Shields Academy player as well. Really, that's his game, driving in the box like that, and forced a corner. Wasn't the greatest ball in either. It's probably just as well.
Well, we have an opportunity here. What can Hebburn
Jake Hackett taking it.
He's just going to replace the ball. Well, in comes the delivery now. It's going towards the middle and keep our fists it away. Needs to be picked up by Hebburn, no, and it hasn't been cleared. And now Ferran got the ball, got a good touch and turn, kind of get past his man. Thompson's done well to get back, but he's still driving with the ball, Ferran. Ferran gets past his man. Groves is there to put it out. And what a box of tricks he is at the moment.
Yeah, done really well. I think Aaron Thompson did well as well to track him and just force him, out wide and limit his space. But you look at his pace, he's carried Long Eaton, 60 yards up the pitch.
Yeah, well, we were just looking down the line as he ran away, and he had a lovely bit of footwork to get past Thompson, but Groves was there to put it out. And it is Kieran Walker.
Just a stoppage here.
Purell is down. Not what they'll want. Their leading goal scorer injured at the moment, so he's receiving treatment. We'll just quickly go through some of the messages that we've got out there. Stockton winning 2-0. Thank you very much. We've got Claire Davidson's, but come on, Hebburn. Best of luck from a Shields fan. And I'd say the Northeast support there. Say keep them coming in. Big thank you to everyone that has put in. And the score is, if I haven't mentioned it in a while, it is Hebburn Town 0, Long Eaton 1. It was that man, Jamie Walker, was in the right place at the right time. Across into the box. It wasn't dealt with by the defence. It fell to him and he just poked it home in between the defence and goalkeeper into an empty net. And at the moment, the same Mark just said before, it hasn't been a classic. It's been an aerial game, but we're going to see another bit more of that as a long throw is going to come in from Walker here on the right-hand side. Oh, it is a long one as well. There's heads up in the air. Hasn't been dealt with yet as Walton sees the ball out for a goal kick.
Just should mention, in the Premier Division of the same league in the Northern Premier League, there are playoff games in there. Bamber Bridge 1 against Trinity 1. And I'm going to go on out on a limb here and say Warrington are going through Warrington Town because they're currently 4-0 up against Matlock Town.
Wow. I actually fancied Matlock for that one when I looked at
didn't say that, now.
Yeah. Famous last words. I've had a few. Of course, these are one-legged affairs. have to be dealt with on the night via the extra time or penalties. As Martin got the ball out there, Walton pokes the ball over the top. Just dealt with easy by the defence, but nodded up again by Martin. Headed clear by Marshall. Put back up towards Purell. Purell nods it inside. Ball over the...
Trying to take it down.
It's very rushed at the moment, both sides. But you've just got to say that the pace of Ferren is easing that for them when the ball is put up in a rush out to the right-hand side. He gets to control it and manage to get players into the box. But Hebburn aren't doing that. If Purell wins the ball, there isn't enough players supporting him.
Yeah, this happened at times on Saturday where, you're sort of isolated to a degree, where the likes of, Joe Waltons, Ollie Martins, Jake Hackett weren't really getting up and supporting him, and he was just left on his own. Something they'll have to sort second half.
Well, there was a little bit of lack of communication, but at the moment, lovely touch from Martin. Can he get past there? Parker does well, but Martin's still driving with the ball. Can he get past another man? He can. The keeper Durant comes out, gets past, and it's a goal kick. I thought he was pointing towards the penalty spot there for a second. In the build-up of that, I was just about to criticise that there wasn't enough communication between two Hebburn players, both going for the same ball. But it fell to Martin, driving past 4 players there. Durant doing enough to put him off.
I just don't know if he had a chance to maybe just get the shot away a little bit earlier instead of trying to take on one more man, but a good chance.
Well, 4th official down in front of us, just looking at his watch. Can't be too much longer left of this first half at the moment. And Long Eaton, 1 goal to the good as Parker pings the ball up towards Alex Marshall. Does well to nod it on. Ferren, can he pick up the ball? He can. He gets in front of Groves. It's a good tussle and no foul. The ball played off at a Long Eaton player there.
Wasn't touched, you can see from up here. Yeah. We've got a great view of that incident. And I think he's just slipped and lost his balance.
He's that agile. It's not going to take much to take him off his own feet, and he did that to himself there. But Purell dispossessed, and Tom Marshall goes down. Free kick given. Clumsy.
I think he's had a good game, the ref.
He has. I say we were starting to say earlier on about getting the game under control, but he let it ride, and it sorted itself out the game. Obviously, nerves and tensions are high going into this. A lot at stake for both clubs.
Well, there is. This is. It felt like a typical. I was going to say this earlier on. It's felt like a typical playoff game.
Yeah.
There's nerves. There's tension. There's a little bit of needle in the game as well. It feels a bit. No one's got the game under control. No. This is what the playoffs are about because so much is at stake.
Well, Wilson takes the free kick up towards the edge of the box. Walker's coming towards it, but Devitt wins the header. Hasn't been cleared fully yet, though. Spence now nods it on, headed back up towards the edge of the area from Long Eaton, and Martin can clear it. And, apparently there's a free kick being given. I didn't see what that was for, did you, Mark?
No, absolutely not. No, there's apparently been a foul on the edge of the Hebburn box, and it's a free kick of the host. But no,
the Long Eaton manager there was I think just as bemused as us.
He's pretty much matching what we're thinking, isn't he? And this is a chance, by the way, to launch it forward. And
this is the dying moments of the first half. Up towards Purell, can he win the header? He can it. And Alex Marshall managed to ferry the ball over the top. Ferren is going to chase it out. Newbrook has to come out. The ball goes right out towards the left-hand side, and he marshals it out. Tell you what, he was in good space though to get to it to get his body in front of the defender.
Yeah, he's done well.
The attacker, sorry.
He's done well there, Newbrook. To be fair to him,
yeah,
he used his body to force Fearon out because if not, he was in deep trouble. 30 yards from his own goal.
Well, 3 minutes added on here in the first half. We're probably into that now. As Purell tries to hold it up, he's just beaten to the ball. I always feel for a lone striker. It doesn't matter if they're playing for you or against you. They've got a hell of a job, and if they don't have anyone just picking up that loose ball around them, it can be a thankless task. There's now ball played back to Sean Reid. Reid puts a ball over the top, looking for Purell, but there's not enough power on it. Now Tom Marshall turns, runs into 2 Hebburn players. The ball went out for a throw to Hebburn. Oh, and that's a poor throw, and the ball goes straight back out off Gordon's head for another throw to Hebburn.
That little pass-through play kind of sums up the first half.
Yeah.
Just scrappy, just trying to do things too quickly. No one getting the, bit of composure.
I think we've had two breaks from Long Eaton that have been what you would say is attacking football, and 1 from Hebburn so far. But the ball over the top now. Ferren is going to try and get through, but they marshal him out the way of the defence. But he does, puts the pressure on. gets the ball back now down the right-hand side, comes up against, plays it inside though, the ball just didn't have enough legs on it to get through to Marshall. Ball cleared out for a throw on the right-hand side.
See there, right?
Ferrin is the danger man.
Yes, but I think the two wingers on, like I said before the game, you seen what I saw at North Shields a few weeks back. You see an example there. I think Sean Reid's a little bit uncertain about the pitch because it has bobbled a bit. Had a chance to play a simple ball to Jack Donegan clear there, but he's just kicked out of play to try and not take a risk.
Well, we're going to see another long throw here from Kieran Walker. They'll be wanting to make this to good effect. In it comes. They need to win the aerial battle. It's nodded down. Is that going to go out for a corner? It is.
Need to see this one out. Heaven, big chance for Long Eaton just for half time.
It certainly is. Well, I'll say Kieran Walker goes from putting the aerial battle in to being part of the aerial battle here. He's going to jostle in the area. It's very close to the goalkeeper. It's going to be a tight in-swing of this by the looks of it. Goalkeeper crowded out at the moment. 3 players around him. Make that 4. In it comes now. Ball headed, but it's been cleared. Ferrin's going to pick up the loose ball, puts it back out to Walker, who finds himself on the right-hand side, puts it in. It's a dangerous one, directed to the goal. He scored his second of the game. It looked like what was a cross, and it just bounced into the back of the net. And I'm going to give him his credit here. I think he meant it.
No, Dave.
I think he meant it.
I think I say to you all the time when you get a cross in from there, it's one of those ones where you put it into an area, no one gets a touch on it, it'll go inside the far post, and that's exactly what's happened there. It's a wicked ball in. I will say that it's a really wicked ball in. I think there may be a miscommunication between a couple of players in the Heaven back line because there's a lot of talking going on where Newbrook seem to want someone to clear it. They've left it, so I don't know if there's a shout from someone that hasn't done what they should have done.
But it was Ferrin that picked up the loose ball from the clearance, got it to Walker, and then obviously Walker has scored his second of the game. Well, whether he meant it or not, he's got 2 goals this evening. 23 for the season. Spence tries to play the ball through, and they've got to come out in the second half, Hebburn, with a little bit more vigour. They're going to have to try and dominate the game, really, and stamp their authority on. But Ferrin on the far side has been headed out, though. Devitt makes sure it clears it, and there is the half-time whistle. Long Eaton are winning 2-0 here. 2 Jamie Walker goals, and at the moment, you would say they deserve it at the moment.
100%, yeah. The better side, the more composed of the 2 sides, have taken the chances. Admittedly, the second goal was, I think if we disagree, I think it was just him putting the ball into a good area. It's gone in.
The highlights will show us.
I'll tell you what, we'll say a cross shot.
Yeah, a cross shot.
No, I think fair play to Long Eaton. They've come here and imposed themselves on Heaven. I wouldn't be shocked if we see a half-time sub, maybe Liam Henderson come on and Heaven possibly go 2 up top. But they have work to do, serious work to do. And at the moment, it's heading towards a Stockton Town Long Eaton final.
Well, both goals have come from putting that ball into the danger area between the goalkeeper and the defence, and Hebburn just haven't dealt with it both times. So, yeah, we'll see. Well, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. We're just going to play out a little something on the screen from our normal podcast, the Eaton podcast. It's a Gated-related one. You can go and get a cup of tea. You don't have to watch it, but it just keeps us on air, and we'll be back very, very soon. So, as I say, we hope you've enjoyed it so far, and we'll be back in the second half in about 10 minutes' time.
We have our guest, the man, the myth, the magnet. Here he is. We have our guest, the man, the myth, the magnet. Here he is.
Very good, Dave. I did like that.
Looking pretty relaxed. All right, Mags.
Was that from Charlie last season? That?
Yeah, it was Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I did enjoy that one, David. Fine work.
It was. I say that obviously excitement's all building. We can all allow ourselves to get excited for this game now. Obviously, with the league games out the way, you've been in this position. Is this the 5th time you possibly could get to Wembley?
4th. This will be 4th.
Yeah. So I mean, fair to say, you're not getting on that far in age, but you've got a bit of experience, and you've got experience in these games now. So you're going to be bringing that into the dressing room, surely.
I plan to, but I mean, it is fair to say that I am knocking on. You can say that without us getting offended. But yeah, I think considering it is such a young group, it's important that I bring that experience. And of course, you've got Clarkey, who was involved the first time round. We went with Gateshead, so having someone like him in the building that the lads love and respect, he can obviously chuck his hat into it as well. So yeah, if we were to get there, I'm sure there's plenty of people that we can call on that can sort of bring the lads at ease and give them, you know, a taste of what to expect, I suppose.
Yeah, and I say it's just obviously it's all ramping up at the moment. Where we've had a blast tonight with Safe. Actually, someone's asked us to ask Carl the big question: have you been watching the show at all before you come on?
I haven't seen tonight. I've been working, but I have watched the show previously, but not tonight. What have I missed?
Well, you missed my 8-year-old daughter while she was supposed to be in bed. Has covered herself in lipstick all over her face, and we want to know. It's been she's been on the show showing it off. Do you know how to remove lipstick well?
Not well. I should know because I've got 2 nieces, but no, anything that involves mess or if there's nappy needs changing, I'm a classic uncle and just leave the room.
Yeah,
and just let the parents deal with that. It's none of my business. I'm afraid.
I try to do that as a dad. I'll let these lads ask some questions while I find.
Good lad. So, Carl, Mickey's nervous. Do you get nervous before these big games, or do you just sort of get in the zone and just go and do your thing?
I think I used to get really nervous. I've never really showed it. I probably don't get as nervous as lads that I've played with in the past. I've seen some lads really struggle with big games. At different clubs and stuff. I've had a teammate at Hartlepool who would actually be sick before games, and not even big games, just normal league games. Would take himself off into the cubicle and would actually be violently sick before just a normal league game, So I'm not on that level, but I think it is what everyone says. You need them nerves to get the best out of yourself, to make sure that you're alive and you're on your front foot when the game starts. As I've gotten older, I've tended to not feel the pressure or the noise as much. But yeah, there will definitely be an element of nerves going into the game at the weekend, especially given, what it means and what's at stake.
Oh, absolutely.
Given what's at stake, I'm nearly being violently sick and shit myself.
Both ends.
You want the gods on the truth, Mags. My underpants are a wrecking. It's on you bloody Thursday.
Man.
Lovely.
But that's, as awful as that sounds, Mickey, that's, and I don't mean this to sound sadistic, but that's what we want. That's what we want you to go through. That's what we do it for. I've
been doing it for years, Max. So.
I think it's good to feel something in it. Obviously, preferably not out of both ends, like you've said there. We as players, you want to give fans the opportunity to get excited, and this hopefully is a good opportunity for yourselves to look forward to something. But even if it's a nervous feeling, just to feel something as a fan. I'm obviously a fan myself, and that's what you want,
I just want you to see you recreate that we're going to Wembley on the pitch side again, like you did the last time. That's still.
I remember that on the track after the Grimsby game.
Yeah. Say Ben Allison, you mustn't be up with the full bio of Carl Magnier, but which teams have you been to Wembley with? Of course, it was Gateshead. You mentioned Grimsby, and was it Hartlepool the other one?
No. This was when I was a kid. So the new Wembley, I've been there twice with Gateshead and Grimsby.
Yeah.
But then when I was a kid, I was there in youth tournament sort of thing. So yeah. Professionally, I've only been twice, so this would be the third time professionally.
Now, I don't know if you can remember this story, and I don't know if you still do it, but when you came on the podcast, you said that the lads used to give you a little bit of jip for a little John Terry statue that you used to bring with you to the games. Right?
That's absolute. That is complete bollocks. Who told you that? It had to be in Chandler or Marwood or somewhere like that, was it?
I think it was. I I was going to say, can you dig it out and bring it on Saturday?
That is completely, they've had you on there because but it was just obviously the whole Chelsea thing and that. And when I was younger, maybe I did speak about it subconsciously quite a lot. I don't know. I certainly don't anymore after the stick that I got because of it. But it's unavoidable sometimes, if a new player came into the dressing room, they would maybe ask, what was it like at Chelsea and, different players. And as soon as I opened my mouth to respond, which, just being polite, I couldn't sit there and just ignore the kid or whoever was asking the question. But as soon as I opened my mouth to respond, like I could see, especially that group, Chandler and Marwood, and all their eyes were going down the dressing room thinking, oh, here he goes again, here's JT. If he drops JT in the conversation. So then they started making these lies up. Or they've obviously told you that I had a John Terry figurine that I used to carry around. I do appreciate JT. I've got a lot of respect for him, but I don't carry a miniature plastic in my bag or whatever on a daily basis.
I'm absolutely devastated that I thought that was true. I thought he'd be on your mantelpiece.
Honestly, I genuinely believed he had one of them, the little cartoon figurines. I thought, I wonder if he's still got it. I was like,
we're all still in a group chat now, and can you remember Josh Walker who played for season under Gary Mills? Josh is double lively in that group chat, and now and then, just randomly, even though it's been 8 years since we all left each other as a squad, there'll just be a photo of me and John Terry pop in the group, or just randomly, and no context behind it whatsoever. So
Have the lads wished you luck for Saturday?
Not yet. Everyone's. I'm just seeing the group chat kick off here because Marwood's just had a second child. So
fantastic!
Quality.
Thought he was wagging.
He's taking the attention at the minute, but I'm sure there'll be a few messages prior to the game. Because to be fair, that group, there's a lot of us who are all really close friends, and we see each other quite regular and drop each other messages and whatever they're doing now.
You mentioned Josh Walker. He's back playing, isn't he, in Scotland at a lower level? But nice to see him back playing. He scored a raker of a goal the other week.
Did he?
Yeah.
Who's
about 30 yards. It's I think it's Northern League level in Scotland.
Is it? And last I knew he was playing for Edinburgh City, I think.
Yeah, no, this was and then I think he's dusted the boots off to play for a lower league side. But I
was going to say it must be really low league because judging by his height when he was on holiday, he got some stick about his gut. So it must be.
Hey, Carl,
he's getting to play at this stage.
Yeah.
Do you see any comparisons with the unity in this squad to the one that went to Wembley in 2014, Carl?
I do. I thought that last season actually when I come in last season. It's a brilliant group. There's some great characters. For me, it's strange though because I'm a lot older than this current group, and I sort of sit there a bit nostalgic, really, imagining myself at that age that they all are. I just sort of thinking back.
What we should do is on the
Well, hello there. We're back. You might have heard us getting our plans for Wembley. What alcoholic beverages we might get. If you're just joining us back here and you want to know about the scoreline of the full match commentary, it is Hebburn Town 0, Long Eaton United 2, and it is Jamie Walker with both goals. And we were just saying at half time there, Hebburn, they've got a big battle here, but they've got nothing to, nothing to lose if they don't go for it here. They've got to go for it. They've got to change the plan of attack.
Well, the way Daniel Moore's built it up is that it's a cup final. Every game they've got left this season is a cup final. Whether they win here tonight or not, the next game is a cup final as well because it's either a playoff final or the Durham Challenge Cup final against Spennymoor Town. So they that's what they've got to take into the second half of this game. They've got to go and have a go, because there's no point coming off this pitch with any sort of regrets or any, we should have done this, we should have done that. You've got to go and do it.
We said in the build-up about the bench being important. You've got the vastly experienced Wayne Phillips, who now is more of a central midfielder, can sit in front of the back four, try and dictate.
Left back as well.
Yeah, he definitely was. He was a flying left winger earlier in his career. But you've got him, you've got Liam Henderson. Do they, after 60 minutes or 55 minutes, if it's not, if nothing's changed, do they try and change formation and put a little bit more of a target man up there next to Puel and try and...
For me, I think I'll probably give it until the hour mark and then bring Liam Henderson on to play alongside Puel and just go 4-4-2. Took everything not to go all Mike Bassett there for a moment. I'll do that. Maybe children listen. But yeah, I think that would be the option from just to switch it around from Long Eaton's point of view. They don't need to change a thing. They've just got to keep doing what they're doing, because they've controlled the game when they've had to. They've kind of kept Hebburn at bay, barring one or two little occasions. But what's really impressed me is they've got the ball forward quickly. We know that, and we've kind of been slightly critical of both sides for that. But they've done it more effectively. So you've had, you look at Alex Marshall, supported brilliantly by the two wingers. That's been a feature of the first half for me. Asher Fearon on the right, and of course Jimmy Walker on the left, who's got the 2 goals. They've worked so well as a trio, and I haven't got that from Hebburn.
Well, not only that, when they get the ball out wide, you'll see a number of red and black shirts sprinting to get to the box, and we haven't seen as much of that from Hebburn in the first half. But the second half is going to be getting underway very, very shortly. And so big thank you to everyone that has messaged in. I know there's been a lot of talk on the chat about South Shields, and people speculating, because obviously that job is available, the Dunstan job is available. So it's that time of year when not only players are on the merry-go-round, but so are managers.
Well, I'll tell you what's been interested. So we work, because I work for the Shield, because that's the local paper here. So in the last 2 weeks, I've had South Shields win the league, South Shields part and company with the manager. I've had Hebburn qualifying for the playoffs, Hebburn playing in the playoffs, and Jarrow, the joint manager, leaving on Saturday, followed by the other joint manager leaving last night. So
yeah, I've seen that on social media.
Interesting time for the area.
It certainly is, and you want to keep abreast of that. If you want to follow Mark Carruthers on Twitter,
I wouldn't.
Well, he's followed by none other than our celebrity fan Ryan Reynolds. He follows me as well. But Mark also has, if you're into the wrestling scene, he's got John Cena follows
No
him.
idea why. I can't tell you why. I wish I could.
But I'm not being funny. If there's one thing I know about John Cena, he knows how to suplex someone, and also he loves the Northern League Roundup. So there we go. But no, on a serious note, say Mark's a good friend of mine, and he's a fantastic journalist. So if you'd like to get your football content, Northeast based, a lot of it, but nonetheless, follow him. It's a very good read.
It's probably worth, just while we're talking about this, going through the half times, just as we're waiting for.
Yeah, if you could do that, if you've got them there.
Long Eaton are out, but we're still waiting on Hebburn, who I suspect are probably being given a strict talking to.
Well, they are back out on the pitch now.
I'll be quick then. Gateshead are currently 1-0 up at Boreham Wood. Adam Campbell with the goal, which is good for Dave. Northern Premier League will switch of it. In the Premier Division playoffs, it's Bambridge 1, Gainsborough Trinity 1, and Warrington Town 4, Matlock 0. Obviously, we know the score here is Hebburn Town 0, Long Eaton United 2, and that scoreline's matched in the other semi-final, which is Stockton Town are 2-0 up against Stockbridge Park Steels. Dale Mulligan and Cameron Painter with the goals there. And the Northumberland Senior Cup final has just gone to, that's about an hour in now. Morpeth Town are 2-0 up against Blythe Spartans.
Hey, anyway, no, it's a good showpiece final. Is it St James's Park?
It is.
It is.
We should say, I mean, we'll talk about Hebburn as well. They've got the, as I mentioned there, the Dunchand Cup final, but that's played at the Stadium United, Sunderland.
Yeah, as Kate said, many moon ago. Oh, we had a game there against Sunderland. Unfortunately, we were unvictorious, but we had been promoted, so it wasn't too bad. But we're going to get back underway here.
Is unvictorious a word?
Oh, well, it is now. It's been added into the Heed Army dialect. So we're just about going. We're underneath the lights now, but in the distance we've got a lovely pink sky. It's all set up for the football in the second half here, and hopefully, well, from a Hebburn point of view, for those listeners listening, and they'll be wanting to get a little bit more into it. And Long Eaton, I suppose you'd be wanting an extra goal just to kill this one off. But We're underway. Throwing on the far side. Groves launches the ball down the left-hand side, nodded on into the centre. Walton got the ball under control, then got it up towards Purell, but cut out. This is better from them now. And Purell, can he get in front of the defender? No, he just gets in there, does Cox. But that's better.
Yeah, I mean, you want Ollie Martin in behind there with his bit extra pace. I think if it was, he would have got in goal. But Puel just couldn't get there. But yeah, as you say, much better. And not as direct either.
Well, the ball pinged over the top now. Purell trying to run at the channel. Wilson's there to see it out. Another throw on the far side.
I think the one thing Hebburn will one of many things probably they'll be disappointed with is the fact that they just haven't tested Durant properly. He had that one save at the near post from Aaron Thompson. But apart from that, I mean, Purell should score the header, but he hasn't really had too much to do, as we can see, because he's trying to warm himself up now.
Well, throw down the far side. Has it been kept in? It hasn't. It's a throw to Hebburn, just inside the Long Eaton half. So I had a little bit of brain fog there. For some reason, I was reading the stand instead of thinking about what I was going to say. As now Hebburn try and get the ball forward down that side. It goes back out for a Hebburn throw. Now the ball to Purell. He's held it up. He needs to distribute it though. Martin's there, hugging the left-hand touchline, played it down the line, and it goes out for another throw.
You know, I mentioned earlier on about Long Eaton having something to hold on to. The really
lovely turn by Martin. He's still got the ball edge of the box. Can he get into space? Dispossessed by Wilson. Wilson pings the ball up towards Marshall, but as get away. Marshall now can carry the ball on towards Walker, who nods it forward. Walton comes back to help and support, back to the goalkeeper, who clears it up there, and Purell doesn't win the header. Walker manages to get it to a teammate, and now Cox can pick a ball forward, looking for the run of Marshall, asking a bit much of his striker there, and
it did not pop up there, didn't it?
It just bounced up. I mean, it's a lovely looking pitch. From looking down onto it, it isn't the most level from the side. A lot of non-league clubs at this level are you can't criticize too much with what people's budgets and facilities are. But
there's been another goal in the other semi-final, by the way. It's now 2-1 Stocksbridge.
Oh, it's so it's all to play for there. What's going to happen here, though, is now the ball played forward. Can he get onto a Purell? He's got the ball one-on-one with the keeper. Can he finish it? He's cheating the extra touch penalty. Is it? No, referee doesn't give anything, and the ball goes out for a corner.
That's a great tackle, by the way.
Very good tackle. The referee was having a look at it, but
I can't see who it is. I don't think it's a foul, by the way. It's a brilliant tackle. I genuinely can't see who it is from here.
I think it might have been Cox, I might be wrong.
Yeah, it's a great
but a corner on the far side.
Tackle.
Purell just took guilty of taking too many touches there.
Yeah,
I
just trying to get the shot away.
Yeah.
You can see where this is going.
In it comes towards near post, headed on. Oh, past the post. He rose up there. Tom Devitt.
He's done everything right.
He got off the ground before anybody else.
Yeah, got up high. He's just had to get it on target, and it's just nicked past that near post. It's been a good start for Evan.
Yeah,
really good start.
I think it's what's been needed from them.
But the danger is if they push too far forward, looking at the pace, certainly from 2 to 3 forward players from
Ferrin and Walker, they're gonna open you up.
Absolutely.
There's the ball up there as Groves wins the ball, but it's gonna fall to Ferrin. Ferrin now does well. But Hebburn on the break, ball forward. Just too much on it.
See, that's another example of just staying calm. Mm-hmm. And there was no need to play the ball that quickly. Just get your foot on the ball and
in
play
fairness, though, it is going along the grass at the moment. They are trying to open it up a little bit more that way rather than going direct over the top, because I think the first half proved that the aerial battles are predominantly going to get won by Long Eaton in defence. But at the moment, Marshall pings the ball out towards Walker. Walker has the support of Parker here, but he gets past his man, still going, puts a cross in. Oh, towards Ferrin, he tried to turn with it. Hasn't been cleared yet. Chested in by Parker.
Oh,
Walton does very well to hold off his man, and out it goes for a goal kick. Well, we wait for Newbrook to take this one.
It's now 2-2.
Wow. Action packed. Well, Devitt mistimed his header that time. His jump hasn't been cleared yet, though. Purell drops deep and puts the ball over the top of Martin run on to.
Again, didn't need to play it.
No.
Didn't need to play it.
It really has been a case of just trying to play the ball blindly sometimes. Trying to put it in the direction of where people are going to be running, but it's just not coming off. An extra touch there could have just brought a few extra players in. But at the moment, Long Eaton will not be complaining too much with that. Ball won by Hebburn. Walton trying to bring it down. Ball pinged for Walton to Walker chase onto as well.
It's amazing how many times you see that in the game, isn't it?
Yeah, Tom Devitt got himself in front, and then there's a little bit of contact down. He wins the free kick. It's always aggravating when it's against you, that one, isn't it?
It really is. Really is. Yeah, but just got his body in front of the attacker and made most of the contact, as I said, first off.
Purell beaten in the air. The ball's going to fall to Walton. Walton pokes it inside. Cleared by Long Eaton. It's going to be brought down. Oh, well, it hasn't been headed forward. Still up in the air. Reed managed to get it forward. Now it's headed on by Walton.
Someone got the ball on the floor, man.
Walton now it's played it off Parker. Throw into Hebburn. There's now ball. Thompson, he didn't get to his teammate, although Hackett has done well to get there, but beaten to the ball. Played down the line. Ferrin up against Groves. Groves does well.
I did very well.
Throw in on the far side, halfway inside the Hebburn half. Pitch illuminated now as I think it's Walker. Kieran Walker's down at the moment. Give a thumbs up to the referee. He's getting up. I think the physio was about to come running on. He's trying to jog it off. Oh, wait. Sorry, it wasn't Walker that was down. It was Cox, because Walker's going to take this throw here. Need someone to spark the crowd into life as well for Hebburn here. As the long throw comes in, it's dangerous. There's a player down, and the referee gives the free kick to Hebburn. Now they build from the back. What can they do? Can they carry the ball forward? Ball goes long over the top. It's going to bounce down. Brought down well, though. Ball, Puro tries to head it out towards Martin on the far side. Martin picks up the loose ball. I think the Spence actually got it to him. Now a ball forward up towards Purell, and just yet again, Hebburn had time and space just to put a foot on it and think about it.
Well, the thing is, they've had an initial burst forward, and then players are recovering, and then it's just been lumped in straight away where Purell stood with 4 defenders around him. I'm not entirely sure what I'm planning to do with that.
Well,
I must say, I think Long Eaton are managing the second half brilliantly.
Yeah. Well, they just have to do nothing silly. There's a long ball from Hebburn there. If you all just join us, it is Hebburn 0, Long Eaton 2. Jamie Walker with both goals. And it's a goal kick to Long Eaton at the moment. Do we see a change from Hebburn coming soon, Mark?
Well, I said it half time, and I think that time is past or coming towards the hour.
Well, as I say that, the 4 officials grabbing the board there just below us. So
for me, it would be Henderson.
Well,
for a midfielder.
Well, there you go. Henderson is coming on. Tell you what, Mark,
I can't see this, by the way.
He genuinely can't see that.
That's Purell coming off.
Purell is coming off.
Maybe that injury.
Yeah. Well, Henderson gets the captain's armband, and
well, you need big players when you're in situations like this. You need your big players to make an impact. And Liam Henderson, vastly experienced. He's played at various levels throughout the non-league, the football pyramid. He needs to do something for Hebburn here.
He's definitely got to hold the ball up and try and bring other players in. As the ball now for Ferrin to chase onto Newbrook quickly off his line, and he's got that on the edge of the area.
See, I'd say now is when you need Joe Walton and you need Ollie Martin to really get in and support Liam.
Henderson goes in for his first aerial battle, loses out in that one. Marshall puts it up to Ferrin. Ferrin has support, although Spence nearly gets the ball back from there. He did well. This ball comes across to the goal scorer, Walker. Walker nods it inside. Marshall bounces his defender off him, and now Walker has it on the left-hand side of the box. Pulls it back across. Gets it. They just clear it. Now Marshall, the shot comes back to him. Now he longs it over.
I'll tell you what, that was goal bound as well, by the way. It's a great shot from Marshall.
That's a harsh handball, by the way.
Really
the ball is glanced up just below his shoulder. But now Hebburn on the break down the left-hand side. Ball down the line, and it's a poor ball.
I think it's a deflection.
Yeah, I think I did hear a nick, but Hebburn now, can they do something from midfield. They're under pressure.
A foul?
Not a foul. Referee says no. Marshall. Oh, he's pulled
Oh,
it back
wow.
now. Well, that was very late.
Take your time.
Well, it's free kick to Hebburn. A little bit later than you would like from a referee to pull that one back. Hebburn building with the ball. Got it in the centre now as Spence dinks it back there. Now can the ball come out towards the right-hand side? It can. Walton, can he get a delivery in? If he pulls it back across, nobody there. They need to pick up the second ball, Hebburn. They've got it now. There's a ball man on the left-hand side. How's he going to spot him? Thompson. Thompson drives with it. Has to turn round, lay it back. Reed gets the ball up. It's going to fall now. Oh, Henderson goes down. Well, I don't think he was going to get that.
Yeah, this is the one thing you'll see. Will Amy will try and, give the officials decisions to make. We'll say,
yeah,
he will compete. He will look to win the ball up there. So it could be an interesting last. However long we've got left.
Yeah, I think we've got about 25 minutes left here. Second half's flew by so far. There's a ball now pinged for Walton to chase onto. Parker's there. Can he judge the bounce? Parker brings it down. Defensive partner does well, but he puts it out.
It's good pressure.
Making Long Eaton make mistakes. There's the ball up now towards Walton. Walton holding it up. That's better. He dances past two players. Can he keep going? He's went in central with the ball. He needs support. Lays it off. Now Hackett. That's better. He put his foot on the ball, slowed it down. They're going to open themselves up. The Spence goes for shot and over it goes. But that just shows you that little touch when you get the ball and just think about it and move the ball. And, they need to carry on like that if they want to get back into this game. And as I mentioned just before, but if you have just joined us, it's Hebburn Town 0, Long Eaton 2. Jamie Walker with both goals in the first half.
Still 2-2 in that other one.
But like a cup tie, anything can happen here. It's all to play for. There's no more games after this if you don't win, so you might as well go for it.
Yeah, sorry, still 2-2 in the semi-final.
Yeah.
Too busy reading three different things.
Ball bounces over there. Can they pick up the second ball? They can't. The long shot, try to chip the keeper, and just over the bar. It was Tom Marshall that went for it there. And I tell you what, Newbrook was backpedaling.
If he gets a little less on that, he's in trouble, sure. Newbrook, I think. But great effort, really imaginative.
It seemed to go in slow motion. I was just expecting that to go into the back of the net, but it's a goal kick.
On here.
Number 16 is going to be coming on, Tom Kirsten. Well, lack of communication there between the officials.
There is, because the incident it's not because of the sub's not ready to be made. It's because I think I'm right in saying Alex Marshall is bleeding. I think he's taken a knock here. Now that means the game should be stopped straight away, by the way.
It should be. Well, yeah, he's over there now. He's holding his head. Yeah, he's got a hand covered in blood.
That's poor,
That
really
is
poor from the officials. We've been we've praised them quite a lot, but if someone's got a head knock, and it does look like he has, they say there's blood around, he really should have stopped the game early. Well, is he coming off? I think he's coming off.
I think he is. Yeah, he's applauding there, and he's going to be replaced by number 16, Tom Kirsten. Well, Alex Marshall's played his part so far tonight. Done very well up there in the number 9 role. Linked up the play between his two wingers, attacking partners, should I say. And he's done all right. Leaves the pitch with a big grin on his face.
As he should.
And Kirsten on now, number 16. And we're going to see a long throw here from Kieran Walker. And he's got 2/3 up towards the halfway line. What a massive launch that is into the box. Managed to be headed out though, but it's going to come back to him. Walker puts in good delivery in there, headed clear. Can they get this towards another yellow shirt? They can't. It's poked back up. Lovely control from Kirsten. Now it's out to Kirsten. It was Walker that had a beautiful touch to control it, but it's near the left-hand side corner flag. Crossed in blindly, cleared by Hebburn. And it's not the greatest clearance. It bounces out for a throw on our left-hand side. But that was a lovely touch from Walker, though, wasn't it? I thought it was Kirsten at first.
No, it's that ball's fizzed into him, and he's just killed it dead. It's brilliant, absolutely outstanding. Steady on, Dave.
Trying to lean out the window so I can see what's happening.
I think you're right. About 25 minutes left here.
Well, Walker with that dangerous long throw. We're going to see it yet again used to good effect. Well, taking his time. Now he's poised. Launches it in. Good spin on the ball as well. It's nodded on. Keeper has to pluck it out the air, and there's a foul in there as well. But it's weird. Obviously, when we normally do commentary at a gated stadium, we're a little bit back from the pitch. To see the spin used on the ball on these long throws is quite something special up close, isn't it?
It's a great feat, isn't it, to get it that far? It's amazing. You do wonder, just looking again at the Hebburn bench, if maybe a Lee Murray or Wayne Phillips may come on. It's great first.
Nice touch there from Walton. Ball played through the centre. Henderson, can he get round Cox? Cox does well, puts it out for a throw on the right-hand side here.
Another great tackle from Cox. He's had a good game, hasn't he, when he's been called upon? Wonder if we're going to see Jack Donaghy going for to take a long throw. Well,
looks like
another one.
There we go. Well, can it be used to the great same effect of what we've seen from Kieran Walker's long throws here throughout this game? We can't see him at the moment. In comes the ball. It's not at all. I tell you what, the defender got off of it there. The keeper plucked it out the air. It comes spinning off the side of his head. I cannot see who it was for long Eaton there.
It was Cox again.
Cox. Oh, it's a long kick from Durant. Ball, can it be got on the ground? It has. Walker now plays a ball out, but just been missed. But Ferrin, right-hand side, towards the corner flag. He's got a little bit of trickery there. Tries to cross it in. Bounced, stayed in. Ferrin still battling, but that's good stuff there from Groves to get it clear. Henderson, can he get past Walker? Walker nods it down, and now Cox can be sensible, plays it back to his goalkeeper. He does.
Not sensible.
It wasn't as sensible as I thought it was going to be. Oh, and that's even worse from Durant, and out it goes.
It's just a strange ball back to him.
Well, to be honest, I thought the ball was going to go to Parker, and I thought, well, that's a sensible one, go back to the keeper, but the ball was not great, and then his clearance was worse. But can they get the ball in the box now? Walton crosses it in. Needs to be someone challenging it at the front post, but they got the second ball. Touch wasn't great, and now Jamie Walker's away with the ball. He's crossing the halfway and gets it to Ferrin. Lovely touch. He killed that one dead himself. He's got Curson, who's on the underlap. He's got the ball. Right-hand side of the box. Not in as much as a hurry now to get players into the box.
Oh, that's different.
Long Eaton. Now Hebburn can break. Yeah. And well,
I don't understand that ball. It's such a strange one to play. It's just literally hoofed with no intent.
Bypassed everybody.
Yeah, it's such a strange decision.
So, especially when they had committed a few players forward, you think they could try and catch them on the break, and the long ball. Oh, and he's kicked it off the back of Henderson there. Well, he's going to get a card for his troubles here, I think, Henderson. He did stand in front of... Is he... Oh, no, he's... Oh, he's going to talk to Durant. Durant was being a bit pedantic by kicking it off the back of Henderson there. He's telling him to take it again. Henderson did... Oh, my mate is having a nightmare tonight. Apologies about that. We are having another substitution here. Walton is coming off, and we are going to see Will McCamley come on. So as you mentioned, Will McCallum has had the most man of the matches this season.
I know, it was
it not?
Liam Murray.
Oh, Liam Murray, sorry.
McCamley will possibly give a bit more control in midfield. Who's he come on for? Hackett?
No, he's come on for Walton.
Oh, he's playing...
Oh, no, there's Walton there, so it must have been Hackett, was it? No. That's no, he has come in for Walton.
Yeah, so we'll just play right-hand side of midfield. I'm just wondering if they have gone to more of a 4-4-2, you know. Possibly Ollie Martin pushed further forward.
Well, they've got an opportunity to get the ball at the edge of the box here. It's a free kick just inside their own half here on the right-hand side of the centre circle, but there's a players gathered up there towards the D of the box. Up it comes. Can they win the first header? It's going to fall, though, to Henderson on the far. It isn't Henderson, sorry. Now it's laid back. Can he get the shot away? Oh, Thompson just carries it out to the down side. Can we get across into the box? In it comes and cleared out corner, though. And now we've got is this another sub? Nope. Oh, the ball went out the ground. Well, As we wait for the ball to be put across the far side. If you're just joining us, it is still 2-0 to Long Eaton. Jamie Walker with both goals in the first half. But Hebburn, second half, have given a little bit.
Was Joe Walton.
It was true, yeah. They are just starting to try and get back into the game. In comes the corner. It's a decent one. Header away. Oh, just headed out by Long Eaton. But they got the second ball. Hebburn.
Oh,
Nice stuff there. Now the
It's a
crossfield
great ball
ball.
in the
It is a
end.
crossfield ball. We thought he screwed it first. Now ball comes into the box. Nodded across. Oh, can he get the touch? It's in the back of the net. Oh, well, there's a little bit of afters in the goal there. I'm trying to see who got the touch. Was it
Probably Spence, I think.
it was Spence.
It's a great finish, you know, because it's not an easy.
No,
it's not an easy finish.
It was more or less a toe poke to put that in the back of the net from where he was. Lovely finish, but it's 2-1 here to Long Eaton at Hebburn.
Yeah, game on.
It is.
It is. It's again. We should say we criticised Hebburn's defence in the in the first half. I think there's only right to criticise Long Eaton there.
Yeah, they didn't clear the lines at all there.
Left space.
So it's game on here.
Punished them.
It is game on. Well, substitutions paid dividends so far. It's now Marshall. Pings the ball up towards Curson. Brought down by Walker, and it's a free kick.
Do you know?
Reed.
I really haven't done my research here, but I don't know if we got extra time.
It does. Extra time penalties,
Right.
yeah.
Well done, Dave.
So yeah, I do my research sometimes. As Newbrook wants his teammates to go along. He does. Oh, he's going to fall midfield, ball over the top, and now he's through McCullumley. Can he get past the keeper? Oh, he's just took it too far wide. He couldn't keep it in. Or he has, you know. It's at the corner flag. Spence, does he win the corner? It hasn't went out yet. And it is a goal kick. Wow.
Do you know what? If his first touch is better, he's in there.
Yeah. Well, the keeper committed, and he just got round him there. Well, Loopsy Skywalker said squeaky bum time. Come on, Long Eaton. Well, it's for a Hebburn perspective.
Do you know what? If I was Sir Alex Ferguson, he must have wished that he trademarked that phrase.
He must have, yeah. Spence nods the ball forward. It's bounced off Henderson's face there. And Marshall.
No foul there. There's
no foul. Spence puts the ball up in towards the area. It's going to be got by Durant. And I tell you what, you know. What's happened there?
Ollie Martin's hamstring, I think.
Oh, yes. He's just clutching it there.
No, maybe not. No. maybe took a kick in it as he's turned.
He's still holding it, yeah.
Actually,
he's moving all right,
I'm going to say it's not his hamstring. It's his, we'll say glute.
Glute.
Since I don't think I can say what I was going to say.
Well, holding the ball up well on the far side, Ferrin there. But Hebburn have the ball. Pinged forward. Henderson trying to win it there. Oh, and McCullumley nearly. McCullumley there. Yeah, no, Will McCullumley nearly just snuck in there, didn't he?
It's you know, obviously trying to be unbiased here because we are Northeast, you know, supporters, but Will McCullumley's been through it this season and missed most of it, so it's lovely seeing him back in.
Ball and it's just deflected away there, and now Jamie Walker can try and bring the ball down, but he hit it off a Hebburn player, and at the moment Hebburn just picking up all the second balls. McCullumley there trying to get past Parker, and the ball comes off McCullumley. Oh, yeah, it's a throw to Long Eaton.
You take that wall out because we can't see a thing.
We're going to have to get onto the owners here. We need panoramic.
That's exactly what we need.
A press box here.
Still 2-2 in the Stocksbridge
ball
game.
Over the top. Curson's going to chase it down. Newbrook, though, to the edge of his area calmly, and he'll quickly roll that out. Now Sean Reid can look to play a crossfield ball. As he does, picks out Groves. Crosses the halfway line with it, driving with the ball. He's got space to go into. He should keep going, and he is. He's still, Henderson's going to pick up that loose ball. Dinked it over.
Idea, you know.
And, just Martin didn't read it there, did he? But driving run. Once again, a massive thank you to everyone that has joined us here massive viewing figures, so we do appreciate it. We know that there's a lot of Long Eaton fans haven't been able to travel up tonight, so big thank you for joining us. I know we were the only commentary in town; they didn't have any choice, but we do appreciate that you've stuck around. There's a free kick to Hebburn there.
Yeah, Martin Tyler was a bit busy, I think.
Yeah. He doesn't get out of bed for less than $5,000.
It's $5,000 less than you demanded.
What I wanted was a fridge that made a beeping noise every 10 minutes in the background of the commentary. And I was given that.
Got it, yeah. Apologies if you can hear that.
A free kick still yet to be taken here. Left-hand side, about 10 yards inside the Hebburn half. Crossfield towards the centre there. It's going to come to McCamley. McCamley holds it up. Just dispossessed there by Walker, doing good defensive duty, the goal scorer. Ball over the top. They are sitting very deep at the moment. And that's a poor one. And Ferran's going to latch onto it. He's just past to put the defence. Can he get the finish? Good save.
Left?
And I tell you what, Hebburn have been let off the hook big style there. Why is he not
using his left foot?
Awful bounce of the ball for Thompson. And, Ferran just latched onto it. And as you say, if he had swung his left at it, any sort of contact's going to go past the goalkeeper.
Well, he's gone through and goal on the left-hand side. He's in on goal on the angle, and he's trying to angle his body to try and hit it with the outside of his right foot. I don't know why he hasn't just swung his left at it.
Corner here on the left-hand side. In comes the delivery towards him. And I think it was Cox that got up there, or Walker, and free header, but glanced off the forehead, past the wide. Goal kick.
Into the last 20 minutes now. Well, according to the football web pages, we've got 72 minutes. On 72 minutes.
Well, ball bounces, cleared out by Long Eaton. Marshall plays it down the line. It was a bit of a late tackle, but it's been played on Curson. Dances past his player, goes down towards the halfway, the corner flag, and it's been given as a corner. Tell you what, that was a full-blooded tackle there, wasn't it?
It was. I'm quite surprised he hasn't come back to book him, though.
Well, I don't think we've had a yellow card yet, have we?
I don't think so.
Well, Walker trots across to the far side underneath the floodlight there, ready to take this corner. Just getting the ball now, ready to place it down. Well, I'm expecting more of a fast-paced one here. There's a few players just jostling around near the penalty spot. A lot of movement, and it comes towards him. And headed up in the air. It hasn't been cleared yet. Down, bounced in the box, headed away by Devitt, but still out to the right-hand side. As Walker cuts in, goes for a left-footed shot, cleared.
Need to get out now.
And now they need to put the pressure on to get the defensive line higher up as they can. Put the ball over the top. Ollie Martin now is chasing down between the two defenders.
Very good.
Just calmly seeing that back. The two wing backs playing as centre backs there to get that ball back to the goalkeeper. Yeah, Parker and Wilson, they've had a good game this evening so far. As the ball bounces through, Devitt knees it forward, manages to pick out a teammate though. Now in the middle, the ball goes over the top. Ollie Martin, he's onside. Can he control it? Needs to get the ball down. Wilson does enough to put him off. He got a shot away, but Durant could just pick it up.
Do you know, I think Ollie there doesn't necessarily need to get the shot away. I think he could have just held up and maybe, which I hate to say this, entice the foul or at least hold the ball up and let other people.
If he had stopped dead, the player would have ran into him and knocked him over. But look, this is the game these strikers play. Sometimes they can try and do that. Sometimes they try and get the shot away. But credit to him, he didn't try and get a foul. He wanted to do it.
Oh, someone got the ball
in open play. Ball up in the air. It's going to be picked up by Ferran. Ferran.
No foul there.
Dispossessed. He does well, Ferran. He's still going, Ferran. He's going through. He's going to get the shot away nearly. Last-ditch tackle. Last-ditch tackle. And I think Reid has hurt himself in the process there. I don't know. I hope it isn't his knee. He's down there really writhing in pain. He was stretched. Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good at all. He's hitting the grass in pain here and frustration. So we do hope that he's up all right. But in the build up to this incident, Ferren, he just doesn't give up, does he? In the round.
I'm just trying to
keep
an eye on what's being said here, because
initial thoughts, obviously stretched trying to win the ball. I hope he hasn't caught his studs and twisted his knee, or if Ferren's accidentally stood on him in that process. I don't know. I don't think so. I think there would have been appeals for that from his teammates.
Well, the good thing is they've got the player manager as a centre back. As much as we want Sean Reid to carry on and hope he's all right, they have got cover.
Yeah.
He's
got a magnificent pair of pink boots down there. So
that's the assistant manager.
So is the manager's a pink as well there. Have a little look. Yes.
Game's gone.
Black boots, white flash. Let's keep it simple.
Not even white flash, just black boots.
I think that's a thumbs up. I think he's going to be all right to continue. Well, this will add some minutes on towards the end of the game. But if you all just joined us, big thank you. It is currently Hebburn 1, Long Eaton 2. I did a test bit of trivia with Mark before we came on. I was asking about any famous players that he knew might play for Long Eaton. Clinton Morrison and Gary Mills, of course. Gary Mills, of course, famous to gated fans, and Nottingham Forest as well. European Cup winner.
Probably slightly more famous than Nottingham Forest, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, led Gateshead to...
we're going to have another long throw here. Now we're going to get back underway. Right-hand side of the pitch, halfway inside the Hebburn half.
We should say without Sean Reid as well. So that's a big player missing defensively.
Temporarily down here to 10 men. Can Long Eaton capitalise on the extra man on the park? Kieran Walker launches it again. Magnificent throw. The ball goes through. Hebburn deal with it though, but there isn't many players out to try and get the second ball. Nodded down. Newbrook off his line. Walker was prowling though.
Gonna have to hold it.
Well, Reid's back on. A little bit gingerly. The way he's moving about. Hopefully he can run it off. Now the ball pinged up. Couldn't be controlled by Long Eaton. Headed clear though by the captain Parker. Nodded forward. It went a little bit scrappy up in the air again. As Thompson lays it off to Devitt. Devitt back to Reid. Reid puts it over the top, and now Henderson chases it down. Corner, but a lovely touch there from Cox. Good control as Reid comes in there, and it's up in the air. Nodded on, but Hackett couldn't find a teammate. Hackett's going to get a second chance to get the ball. He's got it this time. Martin. Thompson plays it across. And now,
that's poor.
Wilson just read it well, but the ball's going to come back to Thompson. Thompson now puts a deep probing ball into the box towards Henderson, who nods it down. Hasn't been dealt with yet. Now Long Eaton managed to get it clear and he can get it up the pitch. There's Kerson's the man up there. Going to try and chase it down. Goes out to play for a pro on the far side. And we're trying to see Hebburn trying to play a little bit more on the ground in the final third, but resolute defence. Sean Reid plays the ball up the park. It's going to be easy to be dealt with by Wilson. Gets it up to Ferren.
A chance here, just not going to run.
Ferren coming up against Groves, and he knocks it now and tries to run. Good cover and play by Groves. A good tackle. He's still got the ball. Was he fouled? Referee says no. He's given handball. Well, you could see that going either way, really. I can see why the referees give it, But Ferren, you could have just said, was it a push?
I'm just not sure he's had his hand. Looked like he's literally put his face on the ball on the floor.
He was on all fours, so the referee judged to have seen it that way. But Parker comes across to take this kick on the far side.
Result from St James's Park. Morpeth Town 2 by Spartans 0. Morpeth win the Northumberland Senior Cup.
Well, congratulations to Morpeth. Now the ball comes in. It's not the greatest delivery. Needs to be cleared though, as McCamley clears it up the pitch. Now to play it goes. Well, I make it. We've got
10.
Yeah, about 10 minutes left here.
Still 2-2 in the other game. Stockton Town were 2-0 up at half time, but Stockbridge have got it back to 2-2. And they're in injury time there.
Well, Kieran Walker is going to launch this one into the box again. Well, headed clear by Hebburn. Foul given on the far side. Ferren just have brought down.
Here's how many times players will foul in that situation when they don't need to. He's got Will McCamley going, no, didn't need to do it. Just leave him.
Well, playing out from the back is now the keeper Newbrook is going to aim this up towards the forward line. Cox wins the header, brought down by Kirsten. Is it going to be picked up by a yellow shirt? It is ball over the top now. Ollie Morton, can he get past Parker? Parker clears it out into touch. Bruin on our right-hand side, level with the corner of the box. Referee wants it taken a little bit further back.
Going to be a long throw as well. 2v2.
Yeah, it's
heavily 2v2 defensively.
Imperative that either side wins the first header from this throw.
But it's getting that stage now, isn't it, where they've got to go for it.
In it comes. Oh, it's come off the hip there, and a shot from Ollie Morton, and that went right across into the tree at the graveyard over the other side of the ground. And, well...
I'm not sure you need to have a shot there, Could have played it back to Donaghy.
Well, nerves are creeping in, I think. They know that the time is ticking away.
Another sub. It's Morton.
Morton off, and now
it's Daniel
Moore's coming on, so he's going up top to add a bit of height for the ball forward. Is it nodded on to Henderson and co?
Still a 4-3-3, I think. Or maybe not 4-2-4.
Well, now he's dropped back, but his first action is to try and win a header. Ball bounces through. Devitt puts it over the top. Henderson battling for the ball. It's been put out of play. Now is a chance to get another long throw into the box.
I don't know why they don't stick. They want the centre backs in. He's going to take the throw.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Aaron Thompson. No, it isn't Aaron Thompson, sorry.
It's Donaghy.
In it goes. Headed clear. Can it be picked up? Gordon puts it out, and I'll tell you what, panic at the back.
That was real panic because he had no need to put that out for a corner. He could have literally hooked that over his head and put it out for a throw well down the pitch.
Well, the Hebburn faithful getting behind the side there. I don't know if you can hear that on the microphone.
We should say we are away from people, aren't we?
Yeah, we're raised right up and away from people. So we don't get the full atmosphere of the ground. Corner from the far side.
Good ball.
In it comes. Oh, and the header has been cleared. So Gordon is going to clear the ball out of touch, and anywhere will do for Long Eaton at the moment. Another throw on the right-hand side.
There's a lot more time left than I think they realise. Didn't need to panic.
Well, we've got another long throw. The referee spotted something. He wants to have a word with people.
I can't see who it is who's marking Daniel Moore, but he's just kicked out at him.
Oh,
he's pushed him away and kicked out of his calf.
The referee's telling him to calm it down at the moment. In comes the long throw. Headed across the box. Now it's going to be cleared by the captain Parker. Kirsten sprinting through. It's going to fall for him though. Because it headed. Oh, he brings it down. He's still going. He's not going to finish it.
Oh, what a tackle.
What a last-ditch tackle. I tell you what, Kirsten did everything. And that would have been contender for goal.
Sean Reid again,
Yeah, that would have been contender for goal of the season. I think that was a beauty.
Sean Reid's put two unbelievable last-ditch challenges in.
Well, looks like we're going to see Reece Bertram come on.
Gates have just gone 2-0 up.
Boreham Wood. There we go. That'll do.
Adam Campbell again.
There we go. That man. Well, Gordon is the man that's put a couple of skew with balls in the last 5 minutes. He's going to be replaced.
Reece Bertram for Donny Gordon. I wonder if tidiness maybe crept in a bit. I'm not surprised.
Don't know if you heard us talking about there. He proper eyeballed as Gordon when he come off. He's had a good game.
Stockton Town has gone to extra time.
Well, in comes the delivery here for Long Eaton. Headed up in the air. It's still not completely clear. Edge of the box being brought down. Put back out there now as Marshall has the ball right-hand side. Crosses it in. It's a dangerous one towards the back post. Just dealt with, but still not fully cleared as now Cox has the ball right-hand side of the box. And the ball, as it went out for a corner, it's went out for a throw on the other side of the goal post, the corner flag. Is the wall straight, Mark?
Someone's just drifted on it.
Oh.
I was just trying to...
I just see Mark looking at the ceiling. I was like, didn't know he was a plastering expert. I thought you were critiquing the room we were in.
It's a lovely job.
Headed in. Ball just went out on the far side, and we've just went a little bit scrappy again. Long Eaton won't mind. Well, Walker, he's about 10 yards from the halfway line. He's going to go for another long throw here.
Just creeping towards 87 minutes here.
Well, Hazard, I guess we have at least 5 added on. Hasn't been cleared properly. The Walker tried to pounce on it, and now McCamley plays it down the lane. Oh, just been put out of play for Hebburn and throwing on the far side. Yes, it's
over the stand and in someone's garden. Hope that double glazing's decent.
Well, it's now or never for Hebburn to get back into this game. They've already got one back. Can they get the equaliser? As the ball played forward, cleared by Long Eaton. Pearson chasing it down, put out of play into the stand on the far side. We're going to see another long Kieran Walker throw, are we? I don't think he fancies it this time. It's going to be Wilson.
Dave, I like the fact that you haven't gone on the route of Sky by apologising for bad language in the background. It's good.
I didn't hear it there on that side. It must be nearer your window than mine.
I like that, Dave.
Yeah. Industrial language, and there's a yellow card here for time wasting for Wilson. Referee wanted the ball played in. It still hasn't come in yet, this throw. Now Walker's going to take it. Or headed on, and Newbrook can clip that. Now he's going to try and get his team moving.
He's only got one person forward.
No, he can't. He couldn't distribute it. He slowed it down. Now he launches it up towards Henderson, but it falls back to Groves on the left-hand side of the pitch. McCamley finds himself over that way. McCamley cuts inside with the ball, driving with it. Plays a nice crossfield ball to Devitt. Devitt now needs some support. This is better. Now the ball back out to Devitt on the right-hand side. Can he get across into the box? Lays it off. Now McCamley. He beats another man. Was he fouled? Referee says no. Falls to Devitt though. Devitt has the ball. Devitt gets it back from Thompson. No, Devitt just ran into a wall there. Out to go for a throw. And,
looked a foul, you know.
It did. Referee said no, though. Now McCamley, can he get a ball into the box? Nice bit of trickery, still going. Puts a cross in, deep. It's deep. Too deep. And out it goes for a goal kick.
So I think we're going to have 6 minutes, you know. Oh, I'm fairly certain I've just seen 6 minutes.
Well, we'll see. Well, I think the Long Eaton bench are in disbelief. Yeah, they're at 6 minutes.
I mean, there was Sean Reid's injury.
Yeah. And there's been all the substitutions. It was going to be 4 to 5 at least. Now Groves gets the ball, plays it forward. Oh, just Moore couldn't get there. Sean Reid up in the air, wins the header. Devitt tussling with Curson. Ball per over there. Curson goes down. Has he given the free kick? No, he's told him to get up.
Try to win one from the referee there.
Sean Reid looks to put the ball long up towards Henderson and co. The ball's going to fall to Cox, who
come
clears
low.
the ball up, and it's going to land right on top of the... Oh, awful touch from the assistant. Couldn't get near it. It's a throw to Hebburn. Devitt tried to steal a few yards. Still has to go a bit further back, but he's going to come back to where he once was. Launches it now. Ball bounce over the top. It is 6 minutes. 6 minutes added on here. What can happen in those last swings? Can Long Eaton see it out? There's ball over the top. Curson is chasing it down. He's going to hold it up.
Look good since he's come on.
Yeah, he has. He's done a sensible thing here. He's took it out wide. And I cannot see the ball's been pinged forward there. And the ball is going to go out for a throw to Long Eaton down on the left-hand side. And they're not committing too many people forward here. McCamley just looked like he's limping a little bit. Throw taken. Ferren. Does he keep the ball in? Hasn't went out. Tussling here. There's now the ball pinged forward. Henderson trying to chase it down. Up. The ball off McCamley to Spence. McCamley. Oh, he cut inside of the ball. He sent him the wrong way. He's still going for the ball. He's got Henderson.
Who's going to get a tackle that is.
There's a good tackle. Has he hurt himself in the process? It's a throw here.
He's going to stay down, but I'm not sure he's maybe cramp.
Cramp. It is.
It looks like everyone's going forward here.
Yeah. Well, this is the time to do it. Nearly everybody inside there. Inside the Long Eaton box.
Chance of a short one there, you know.
In comes the throw. Can it be headed over? It's going to come back over. Now we can put the cross back in. It's in towards the centre. Headed clear by Long Eaton, but it's going to fall to Thompson. Thompson puts it back into the box. Headed up forward, and was that the offside flag up or a free foul?
Giving a foul.
Well, as these seconds tick away, so do the time to get the chance. If you're joining us late, Hebburn 1, Long Eaton 2, and Hebburn a much improved second half performance, but it could be too little too late.
Yeah, it's a late push. I think we've probably still got about 3 minutes left, maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Gross as well. Spence has the ball, holds it up. He needs to get it to Hackett. And there's a foul given away, and frustration's just bubbling over from Hebburn there. Clumsy tackle. Well, pipeline personnel, anything can happen in 6 minutes. My dad told me I was made in 30 seconds. That's probably the message of the season. Thank you very much.
Some would say 30 seconds is impressive.
Oh, Dad,
not me.
Not me. I would say, but I'm not. All I'll say is Usain Bolt did it in 10 seconds. Who wants to be a Mo Farah and go for 2.5 hours?
He got a gold medal for it.
He did. Who wants to be a Mo Farah and do it in 2.5 hours? Anyway, there's football here at the moment, and there is going to be a substitution. Ben Hutchinson is going to be coming on for Callum Minkley, who is he's struggling there. He's holding his buttock or hamstring. But now the former Middlesbrough and Celtic man comes onto the pitch. Takes up his place at the head of affairs. As now we're going to have a free kick taken here. Went down the right-hand side, and tell you what, Jamie Walker's going to get there and keep it in on the dead ball line. Oh, nearly got past his man. And Hebburn now can clear the ball. Can he bring this down? Lovely stuff from Henderson. Ball over the top now. McCamley chasing it down. He's got in front of his man. He needs to get some support. Lays it off though to Hackett. Hackett to Henderson. Henderson back to Hackett. He's got space on the right-hand side. If he looks up to play it back out, and he goes the ball inside. And he had McCamley sitting in acres of space there.
Go out wide.
Well, ball comes into the centre. And it's going to fall to McCamley. McCamley looks up, plays it out to Devitt. Now can we get a delivery into the box? Lays it down to Henderson, puts it back out to Devitt. Devitt puts a cross in there now. Header, and hasn't been cleared. It's going to fall. Shot off. In the back of the net. It's 2-2. Wow.
It's a gaffer,
The manager,
It is. It's a gaffer.
Daniel Moore, all he had to do was swing a boot at it. It come through. The ball from Devitt wasn't dealt with. And there he was. The gaffer
It's a great finish,
takes it to 2-2. Pure drama here. Well, anything can happen in 6 minutes.
Yeah. Do you know what? Given the fact he's not a striker, that's a lovely finish because the ball is running away from him. And he's managed to turn on it. It's really poor defending again. I have to say that. I think there's a couple of Long Eaton players who've got a chance to really clear. They've allowed it to run through.
Well,
game on.
It's definitely a case of nothing ventured, nothing gained. And well, the manager ventured on himself and put himself up front. And he's got a goal here.
I'll ring your missus, Dave.
Oh yes. Nah. I didn't want to tell her I'm staying out late. I'm my own man. Don't you worry about that. She's not listening.
Dave,
I'll say I got stuck in traffic.
You're going to text her instead.
Yeah. Well, 2-2 as we approach extra time. But there's surely about, say, a minute and a half, 2 minutes left here. At the moment, it's the ball up towards the left-hand side. Parker goes up to win it. Devitt wins the header. It's going to fall to Marshall. Marshall pings it forward. Lovely little flick there. Kirsten now. Can he get the ball back into the box? He's turned dead ball line, drives along the dead ball line. He's still going, pulls it back. Oh, I tell you what, Hutchinson, any kind of connection, that was goalward bound.
That's a brilliant chance. That's over.
Oh, no. Oh, Henderson just couldn't control that now. And, well, the excitement builds. There's a ball through the centre, picked up, though, by Hebburn. Lovely little touch to get past his man. Can he keep it in? He can. Couldn't direct it towards a teammate, and now Parker can get it under control. Takes down the left, tries to pick out Carson. That was a good interception, though, by Devitt to put it out for a throw.
It's offside.
And the offside flags went up, so that's even better for Hebburn. And at the moment, well, what can you do?
Well, just checking the other games.
Just take a breath.
Yeah, wow.
Wow, it's I
wonder if each team gets an extra sub.
Oh, I'm not sure. It's an interesting one.
If it goes, we're still not in extra time yet, but if it does.
There we are. That is 2-2. Late drama here in added on time. Hebburn, the manager, Daniel Moore, putting his side right back into it after being 2-0 down at half time. We said they needed a second half performance. They've gave us one, but what does extra time have in hold for us, Mark?
Well, honestly, I couldn't tell you there because the thing is, you look at Long Eaton, they'll come out and say we've beaten them once, let's go and do it again. But from Heburn's point of view, the momentum's with Hebburn. They've got to go and carry this the positive end of the game in extra time. This could literally go either way. It is, as I say, coming towards the first end of the first half in the other semi-final. It's still 2-2 there as well. But Dave, when we come here, I mean, we've been here and done this 3 or 4 times for Hebburn, and every time we've come, it's been a
nail biter, hasn't it, towards the end? And there's a few players having stretches and taking on board water from both sides, and that's exactly what I'm going to do at the moment. I'm just going to put the mic down and get would you like
I'll go through the latest scores.
You go for the latest scores.
I'll go through the latest scores. So just as Dave regathers himself, just looking through the leagues, Gateshead have won 2-0 at Boreham Wood. That leaves Boreham Wood going into the last day of the season still without confirming their place in the playoffs. Gateshead have moved up to 15th. In the Northern Premier League Premier playoffs, Bamber Bridge and Gainsborough Trinity have gone into extra time after a 1-1 draw over 90 minutes. Warrington obviously eased off in the second half of their game, finished 4-1 against Matlock Town, so they're in the final. And as I say, in the other game here, in the same level here, in the Northern Premier East playoff semi-final, it is Stockton Town 2, Stocksbridge Park Steels 2. That's got about 3 minutes to go until the end of the first period. But just an unbelievable end to the game. I just think, there's a lot of experience at the back here for Long Eaton United, and I just don't think they've managed that situation very well. I look at the ball in, wasn't well defended. The second ball wasn't well defended. It's a great finish, I will say again, from Daniel Moore. He span on it brilliantly, and it's such a good finish for someone who can play midfield, can play centre back.
I made a bit of not a throwaway comment. I made a comment earlier on about it being like a cup game, and it is pure FA Cup drama here, isn't it? It's the team looking dead and buried, and then they've managed to claw themselves back into this.
The thing is, Dave, the playoffs do funny things to players. The tension can get some. We see it right away through the playoffs in the Championship, League One, League Two. It's, as I say, that it'd be interesting to know what's being said in those huddles that's going on the pitch at the moment. And you'd imagine from a Hebburn point of view, it is, look, we've got back into this. Let's not waste the opportunity. As I said earlier, from Long Eaton's point of view, I think it is really a case of we've won this game once. They had the game won. They were 2-0 up.
There was a little bit of shakiness coming. Of course, Gordon had a couple of moments there, and I think they tried to shore it up with the substitution. But the chances came to Hebburn, and they've took it. Can they carry this momentum forward? They finished the second half the stronger. We'll see how it goes. But the referee and his assistants just talking to one of the Long Eaton players at the moment. We're going to get back underway very, very shortly. And I'll say at half time, I'll fully hold my hands up and go, it wasn't the greatest spectacle. The games definitely grew as the drama has grew as well as it went on. But wow, we've got extra time here, and dare I say, penalties.
No, don't. Not yet. Strap yourselves in, because I think we're going to have another 30 minutes, pretty much of what we've just seen in the back end of that. In the back end of that game, I think it's just going to be end to end. Although normally, when you get extra time in the game, you find it goes really nervy again, and cagey, and people don't want to make a mistake. Just trying to see if Hebburn are switching the formation at all. Don't know if they've gone. Possibly Daniel Moore dropping slightly deeper into a midfield.
Yeah, well, it's going to be Ben Hutchinson that gets us back underway here. So people telling us about the gated score. We knew all about it. Aaron Campbell scoring 2 goals, but at the moment, this is where it's all at now.
I'm fairly sure Gates had travelled today.
I think they did,
in one day, which is unbelievable. I mean, Boreham Wood obviously in London.
I say that doesn't let many goals in as well.
I will, of course, be joining you for commentary of Gateshead against
Maidenhead
on Saturday. Maidenhead need a win as well, don't they?
They certainly do. It's between Torquay and Maidenhead, the relegation battle. If we beat Maidenhead and Torquay can better the scoreline from our place, that would be Maidenhead down. But this is where the drama is tonight, as the ball played forward. The ball just goes over Kerson's head. Picked up by Marshall in midfield. He's going to put the ball out towards Wilson, but it wasn't the greatest. And now Spence can pick it up in midfield. Plays a crossfield ball. We've seen the idea to try and pick out Devitt, but he put it way too far in front of him. And out it goes for a throw in just inside their own half.
It's quite a strange feeling that you go from the high of what's just happened to the start of extra time, where all of a sudden you tense up again. And
Kirsten on the edge of the box lays it through to Ferron. Ferron, can he get a shot? He tries to take it onto his right foot. Again, guilty of not having a swing with the left foot there. And now Hebburn can try and break. Right hand side of the pitch, ball played down the channel, asking a lot of Henderson, but he goes over and puts the ball out of play for a throw.
Yeah, just Bobby Moore, I think, is playing. Sorry, Daniel Moore. He's nicknamed Bobby. It looks to be playing on the right hand side of midfield now.
Well, adapting it around as the ball is cleared. Ball put back over the top by Long Eaton, and that's going to bounce out for a throw towards the corner flag on the far side of the right hand side of us. Well, I think someone said it's time to crack open another bottle of wine. Well, you're lucky so and so. There's now Marshall. Just went scrappy again, hasn't it? A little bit of control.
I was just thinking that.
It's the only way to describe it. I'd love to find a better word for it at the moment, but
I can think of a few, but you can't.
No. The ball falls to Hebburn. Ball across to McCamley. Ball's going to fall low in midfield, and now the ball falls back to McCamley after the ball from Hackett. Hackett on the overlap. The ball comes in. It's a dangerous one. Cleared. Hasn't been cleared that well though. Now as Devitt lays it back to Thompson. Thompson plays it back out to Devitt. Screamed for the ball. He's got it. Back to Thompson. Thompson now lofts the ball up towards the edge of the area. It's going to...
No foul there.
No.
Well,
that is a poor decision there. There was minimal contact, and he had his hands up to say, I'm not touching him. Well, and that's not being biased, by the way, anybody. I'd say the same if it was the other way around. Of course, we are from the Northeast and covering a Northeast team here. It's a pleasure to do this for both sets of supporters that can't make it to the game tonight. As I say, you've been treated to extra time. As Durant takes his kick. Nodded forward by Moore, goal scorer. Nodded inside from Eaton. Long shot though from Aaron. Ferrin there hits it with the outside of his boot and it goes across towards the right hand side of the pitch.
It's going to bounce over him.
Oh, it's bounced over the defender Cox, but there is his teammate to launch it forward.
Oh, someone put their foot in the ball, man.
Well, now Moore, lovely touch and turn. Plays the ball out here as well to McCamley. McCamley left-hand side, driving down to the box. Good touch. Carries it forward. He's in there. Can he pull it back? He can. Oh, he's got past. Oh, he's trying to do it all himself there, but the defender got in there. And I tell you what, there's Reece Bertram just
great
did
tackle,
enough.
isn't it? It's a great tackle. 3v3 here. Sean Reed's got to win that.
It's going to be brought down, it should have been brought down in midfield by Walker, but he got it to Ferrin. Ferrin tries some trickery.
He's fouled him there. He's kicked through him.
Well, referee says no, and now McCamley left-hand side. The ball's going to come to him. Lovely ball through from Spence. Now, it was Grove. The ball's going to come into the box. In it comes towards the near post. There's two players going into it. Does it go in for a corner? No, it's being cleared. Now, Hackett has got time to bring it down, chests it down. Can he lay it off to the manager? Doesn't. He bypasses him, goes across to the far side.
Go in.
In comes the ball from Devitt. Up, and was that a referee appeals for a penalty there? Well,
it's got nuts again.
It has. It's just end-to-end stuff. Now Hutchins has time to put the ball over the top. Curson, can he bring the ball down? Goes for a shot. Oh, keeper parries it, but there's nobody there to follow it up.
Oh, it's not
good. And it skimmed up and bounced off his chest in a way.
Tell you what. How far is the Kiwi Hospital from here?
I tell you, it's I have to go to South Tyneside Hospital, I think. Oh. The clearance from Newbrook. Oh, the ball inside though to McCamley. McCamley, he's got some confidence. He's growing in it. He's driving forward with the ball. Lays it off to the manager Moore. Ball out to the far left-hand side. Henderson puts the ball in. It's dangerous one. Moore tries to get a back head on it. Oh, the keeper has to push it over. I tell you what, this game is just delivering.
Do you know what? Will McCamley's been absolutely sensational since he's come on.
Oh, he's grew into it, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Young lad brimming with confidence when he gets on the ball. Corner from the far side for Hebburn.
Second half just got underway at Stockton. Still 2-2 there. It's going to be right on top of the keeper, this one.
We await the delivery.
The referee.
Now, in it comes towards near post, headed clear. McCamley picks up the loose ball. He's got confidence. He's just been dispossessed, though, but the ball falls, though, back to Hebburn. Ball crossed into the box. It wasn't a good one, but the ball is going to fall to a yellow shirt again. And now, the ball comes in. Oh, lovely little touch forward there. There's appeals for a foul. And has he landed on his wrist?
No, I think that's a foul, you know.
Well, game's still underway as Ferrin nods the ball on Curson, trying to get there, and the ball nodded down by Reed. Ooh. It wasn't the greatest, but the keeper did enough to get it back. This is just heart-stopping moments for both sides as the ball now played over the top and there's nobody there. And that from Groves was a bit of a waste.
Yeah, Robbie Spencer's still feeling the after effects of that challenge.
Yeah, he's running with a little bit of a skip there. Now the clearance from Durant. Headed back up.
Offside.
Now it's going to chase it down. Headed back to Durant from Walker.
It's one of my pet peeves, that, you know. Simple headed back passes that get applauded by crowds. I don't understand why.
Well, there's a few tired bodies out there at the moment.
There really is, isn't there?
Yeah.
He's offside.
He's
offside.
Ball played back to Durant. Durant's clearance had to be good, and it was, but it goes out of touch to the far side. And just notice, looking at Kieran Walker, he looks a tired figure out there now.
There's a few, to be fair, Dave. And you know, the way the game's gone, it's not just the physical toll, it's the mental and the emotional toll. And I think you're seeing that a little bit here. From both sides, by the way.
Yeah, there's some battered and bruised bodies out there. There's now Hebburn passing the ball with a bit of ease now. But the ball goes over the top, a bit more direct, headed clear though by Cox, and then lofted forward by Walker. It's going to come all the way through as Newbrook clears the ball. Both goalkeepers with tired kicks out into touch. There's Ferran. Is he gonna leave this?
Looks like Daniel must just come on and give himself a free roll, doesn't it? Just plays where he wants.
Yeah.
And he can because he's the manager, but it's been everywhere.
Well, we wait this long throw from Walker. Whoop. Oh. I nearly hit the assistant manager there. As Long Eaton have the ball back to... Sorry, I forgot his name there for a second. Bertram. The ball's going to come back up towards the manager more, but it's picked up by Henderson. Henderson was hoping someone was on the overlap there.
Gone the wrong way,
it wasn't yet. And now the ball goes down the right-hand side. There's Hutchinson. Which way does it go? Ball. It goes to Hebburn, throw.
David, I don't think we've ever done extra time together.
I don't think we have, no. It's always a pleasure to spend extra minutes with you, Mark.
I wish I could say I agree.
Oh, Moore just tries to carry the ball forward, but it just skips away and now can be played out from the
good
back.
Kick, it's a really good kick.
Carson laid it off to Walker. Walker now puts it out towards Hutchinson on the right-hand side, who chests the ball down. Plays the ball inside. That's good vision. Marshall now with Cox. It's weird with a little bit of tiredness from both sides. We're starting to see them play a bit more attractive football.
Just wish I had £1 for every time someone appealed for a handball in this game. Yeah, it's you sense that they're going through the motions a bit, both sides, aren't they? There's sort of enthusiasm in spells, and then it drains them again, and both teams look tired. It's such a strange impact, as you say.
Hutchinson lays it off. That's a good one. Now Walker tried to go for his hat trick, and it deflects away. Now cleared.
That's a great block. Really good block. Gonna be a long throw though.
Another long throw from Kieran Walker. He trots over to this side. Ferran been a little bit more quiet in the last few stages of the game. Hasn't been playing as wide, I've noticed. In comes the long throw. Bertram nods it up in the air. Isn't going to be... Oh. It was Marshall's that handball. There's a cross come in. There's a wonderful corner, and it did seem to bounce up into the arm.
No, Heaven's defending from corners hasn't been convincing, I would say.
No, not really. Not at the moment. Apparently, would have £7.38 for every handball.
I tell you what, given what we've heard from down here at the dugouts, I'd be a lot more richer than that.
We'll have a corner here to Long Eaton. In it comes. Oh, keeper does well to fist that away. It curled in there. And now Marshall kicks it back over his head. It's up in the air. Headed back up in the air again. And now it's headed clear only as far as Bertram, who brings it down. He's got Walker here on the right-hand side. Bertram's in space, but he cuts in with the ball. Walker dinks it towards the top there, and it just bounces through. It was a dangerous one. It's nicely lofted. Just Hutchinson couldn't get on the end of it.
Yeah, I think really good from Sean Reid there. Just held his ground. Didn't try and do anything that he shouldn't do there. Just stood still, really, if anything, and stood firm and saw it out. But there has been a little bit of change in the attacking threat from Long Eaton, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'll say Ferran just seems to have went to a back three, and Ferran's playing like a right wing back now. But he's not as far forward as he once was.
Actually, a good point that, Dave. That's been a switch, hasn't it?
Yeah.
5-2-3 now.
And the ball nodded forward. It's going to be cleared by Hebburn. Bertram nods it down. Hooked clear over the shoulder by Long Eaton. Groves, another appeal for handball. Would you believe it? As Groves now tries to... That was a tiredness. So either that or he just didn't look. The ball goes out to play for a throw-in.
He had a ball over the top for Henderson as well.
Well, the ball now falls to Wilson. Wilson puts a cross into the box. Henderson being held there by Devitt. Ball seen out by Newbrook on the far side. Goal kick.
Sure, the referee feels the need to go and tell Newbrook to hurry up. It was really strange, that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might... No, I thought he pulled up there for a moment, Newbrook.
Well, Let's see. Now, goal kick taken. Aerial battle commences once again. Walker wins the header. This time, well,
What'd you give him there?
I don't know what he's given, but Hutchinson appealed for a foul. The referee gave it. From my vantage point, I didn't see what happened there. I'd seen him lose out in an aerial battle. Didn't seem to be a shirt
Could
pull
be
or
a short
anything.
one taken, yeah.
It has been short now.
Switched
Parker,
off.
far side. Can he get the cross in? He can.
Good
It's
ball.
a dangerous one in there. Needs to be cleared. Hasn't been cleared yet. Free kick given. As two players were bundled to the ground on the penalty
It's a
spot.
mess, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what happened in there either. The referee gave a free kick. That's all we can say.
Ball went in and some people appeared on the floor.
Yeah.
And the referees decided it's Hebburn's 4 minutes left of the first half.
Yeah, well, if you are just joining us, we are into extra time. Say 4 minutes remaining, 2-2 here. Hebburn with a dramatic late equaliser from player manager Daniel Moore. Ball up towards Spence, who wins the header, nodded on. Can Henderson onto it? He puts the ball over the top for McCamley to get there. Oh, Cox didn't deal with it well. McCamley left hand side of the box. He pushed down. Referee, he's go. Well, the referee with a bit of dramatics there. He's going to book McCamley for a dive here. It did look like he was going to point to the penalty spot, and McCamley, well, credit to the referee. If it was a dive,
Yeah,
he's believed in his conviction. He's give it. A lot of the time, we'll just see a free kick given. I don't know if that was simulated. Did look like there was a push in the back.
I think he slipped, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I think he slipped. But if the referee thinks he's dived, then fair enough.
Yeah. Cool. The free kick taken. And Hutchinson brings it down, plays a ball down the right-hand channel. As Curson gets there, does well to hold it up. He's up against the ball, out for a corner.
Nope.
Goal kick. Wow, that was definitely a corner. He kicked it out. Oh, I think the Long Eaton bench will be... Yes, he's not happy about that. Yeah, that was definitely a Long Eaton corner. Definitely not happy with the fourth official there, is he? There we are. We're half time and extra time here.
I'll tell you what's funny, just quickly. So the management team are complaining about that goal kick when the linesman's give it, who's literally 6 yards away from the decision.
Yeah, I must admit, we've got it from where we are. We've got two windows.
Touch the strike, isn't it?
Yeah, and initial thoughts he had kicked it straight out, but well, just on. Both teams taking on water here. Massive thank you to everyone that has tuned in today. I hope you're enjoying it. I know it'll be nerve-wracking for both sets of supporters, whether you're local or from down at Long Eaton. I see supporters have travelled up in their numbers here tonight. Done your team very proud. A lot of players suffering from cramp both sides. A lot of stretches going on here just in front of us. This has been 100 miles an hour from start to finish during this game, and will we see a tired mistake mark going forward?
Well, there is always that. I'm going to say again, I find it really perplexing that the Premier League and Football League, when games and cup competitions go in extra time, you get an extra sub, whereas in non-league you haven't. These are part-time players that have... Long Eaton have had a long journey up here today, by the way.
Yeah.
On a bus, there's going to be...
Tired legs. It happens. I mean, I'm not being funny. I've got bad legs anyway, but if I sit in a car for too long, if I'm the passenger, I can stiffen up. And if you've been having a full season of knocks and kicks and, stretching for things, it's going to play havoc with your body. Doesn't matter what age you are.
It is. The one thing I'd say second off, just getting back to what we've got ahead of us. From my point of view, if I was Hebburn, I'd try and get Will McCamley on the ball as much as possible, because running at tight defenders, he's had a good game so far. Yes, he's just been booked for what the referee saw as simulation. But for me, I'd be trying to get Will on the ball as much as I could here.
Well, we're about to get underway. Hebburn shooting towards the graveyard end.
Determined to call it that, aren't
I am, yeah. There was part of us wanting to call it the dead end. But I thought, how many times can you see he's ran into a dead end? And it wouldn't.
Well, in this game, a few.
Yeah. As the ball goes across, nodded forward. Oh, Henderson just sneaking in there, got the ball through. Long shot, and wasn't troubling the goalkeeper.
That was slightly ambitious from the player manager, but who's going to criticise
it? Was a looping shot, shall we say. There's Hutchinson battling for the ball. It's bounced behind him, but what power he's got and drive to get the ball under control. Just took away off his feet. Hebburn now tried to put it out to McCamley. He's got to chase down Bertram's chasing it down. Bertram puts it back to his keeper, Durant.
He's done well.
He has. Just, just targeting the player if you're going to run at someone. Bertram looks like a player that isn't blessed with a great turn of speed.
Well, I'll definitely run at the keeper if he's...
Yeah. Well, we've got a long throw coming here from Kieran Walker. This must be about the 15th of this game. And every one of them has been a belter.
There's a lot of height in there, isn't there, from both sides?
Well, we await this to come in. Oh, it's a long one again. Nodded clear by Hebburn. Can they pick up the second ball? They can. Henderson gets there. Does well to hold up. He's still going, goes down in installments. He was fouled.
He was touched, but I think he just trying to see what happens there. But yeah, he was definitely fouled.
A tackle from behind is always going to go the player's way if they've got the ball.
Looks like the other game's going into penalties. And the extra injury time and extra time there.
There we go. Ball up towards Moore. Brings it down. Does well.
Good knock.
Crossfield ball towards McCamley. There's Parker's ball's going to fall. Oh, good play by Marshall there to get back and distribute the ball for Curson to chase down on the ball. Played off him. Throw into Hebburn.
I think Sean Reid's been excellent at the back, by the way.
To be honest, I didn't think he was going to continue the way he went down earlier on.
But it looked really dangerous. It looked as if he'd done something pretty serious.
Yeah. It must have been one of them ones that stings and you start to worry. Long throw from Devitt, headed out by Marshall, and that looked tired.
Brooks got an injury,
Yeah, I noticed that in the first half of extra time. He didn't walk too gingerly. He's walking gingerly over towards the team when they're having taking on water. There's just a couple of tired mistakes, and another player with cramp is Spence. He's down at the moment. Well, I'm only taking again this throw. So look down. Everybody's still here in the ground.
Everyone's still complaining about decisions.
The anticipation. Devitt.
Right, extra penalties in the other game.
Wow. Well. Oh, the ball was the referees give it. It was a late tackle. Judged to being given. Free kick to Long Eaton. 10 yards outside the box. Right hand side as the goalkeeper just rolls it back a few yards. So, which team needs to lose in the other penalties for either Hebburn or Long Eaton to have a home game?
It would be Stockbridge would need to win because they finished in.
So just for the connotations of where people could be going, as Walker plays a ball up to Curson. Curson has got the ball. Spencer's down injured. So Cramp still going. Curson, he ran it out though, and it's a goal kick. And this isn't looking good for Spence. He's went down 3 or 4 times now with this cramp, and the referee trots over to inspect. Well,
how many subs have brought on? It is just 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I realise I'm going on about it, but
it's aggravating, isn't it?
It's beyond me how it doesn't work that way. How they don't get an extra sub in extra time. Bizarre.
Newbrook with the goal kick. Marshall wins the header, but when it falls as far as the Hebburn player. Henderson battling. Oh, he managed to flick it through to Moore. Moore pokes the ball on McCamley, but the second ball, he's picked it up in midfield. Shot from Hackett.
Didn't he have a shot?
Oh.
Didn't he have a shot?
Long Eaton up towards Kirsten.
Oh,
He
great
controls
touch.
it well. Lovely touch. Can he bring a teammate in? He can. Hutchinson pings it back on for Kirsten to run onto. Out it bounces for a throw on the far side. And that was just a lovely bit of play there. If Hutchinson's ball was a little bit lighter weighted, he would have been away.
He's looked a real player, by the way, Kirsten, since he's come on.
This looked dangerous.
Kirsten, sorry.
Well, Tyneside in complete darkness now in the distance. We did have a lovely sunny sky when we arrived. We're underneath the lights. As the ball pinged up towards McCamley. McCamley battling. He's beaten in the air. Marshall nods it across to Parker, the captain. He plays it down the line, but he plays it inside, and there's nobody there apart from Reed, who can volley it clear. Marshall's there unchallenged, but Devitt can now. He's under pressure, though. Puts the ball up towards Moore.
It's no foul there.
Well, the ball was both to be challenged for by both players. Cox lies down on the ground there. And, two big, strong lads going for the ball.
I just think the challenge for the ball in the end, there's been a collision. It's not a foul. They're both going for the same ball. But he's done that 4 or 5 times tonight, the referee. I think he's just given a final one as well. It's his first foul.
Unless he's seen an elbow or something leading with an elbow or something that we didn't see on the far side of it, but the ball was there to be won. Durant up towards Ben Hutchinson. The ball's going to come through to Moore. Moore now. Can he send the ball away? He can. McCamley down the right-hand side, sprinting. It comes to Bertram. He needs some support in the centre, though. He can keep going with the ball. Cuts inside of it. Devitt's there for support. Still going with the ball, McCamley. McCamley out to Devitt now. He needs to get a delivery into the box. So he cuts it short. Back to Spence. Spence slips. Oh, trickery, though. He gets it to Thompson. Thompson drives. Gets it down to McCamley. Oh, too
really
much on
poor.
it. And
it's really poor.
The frustration there from Thompson after he passed that ball. He knew it was just too much on it.
You know, it's a right idea as well, because he's got a chance to slip McCamley in right-hand side of the box. He's just got too much on it.
You know, we're just seeing from both sides in the final third. They're just trying to get that ball around the defender on to set somebody away.
They're trying to force it on there. They're trying to force it too much. Instead of just letting the play flow and, play as they would through the 90 minutes, all of a sudden they're starting to get tense and nervous because we're approaching, do or die. And they're just putting too much on passes and not making the right decisions. It's mental tiredness. You can see it.
Well, I'm in the header in midfield, but it falls to Parker. Parker puts it over the top of Kersons. Kersons holds it up well as he's done all game since he's come on. He's on the left-hand side of the box. Puts a cross in. Dangerous.
That's an unbelievable ball.
Hutchinson, if he had threw himself at it. Oh, but it goes out for a goal kick.
Got another haven't played down. Tom Devitt down.
Yeah.
Cramped as well. That's an unbelievable cross in, by the way. You're right, Hutchinson, 6 yards out. He's just got to throw himself at that. If he gets anything on it, he probably scores.
He needs to anticipate that, because it wasn't anything physically out of the realms of stretching your neck.
Just sounds painful.
Newbrook with a goal kick. Bounce is going to fall to Hutchinson. To Henderson, but he managed to put the ball over the top. It's asking a lot of McKemley's. Parker won it there, flicked on by Hutchinson. Devitt now can clear the ball up into the centre of the pitch. Nodded forward by the manager. Henderson chasing down Durant.
Devitt's really struggling, by the way, with cramp here.
Wow. He'll be hoping that Kirsten doesn't have the ball come towards him and run at him again. Free header for Hebburn. Henderson would have been offside if he had went for it. Bertram plays it back to Durant. Durant with a good clearance. Spence, was he pushing it back? He wins the header, but that's a poor one from Thompson. But I was just about to say he's better get it under control. And now Hebburn can build through Groves. Groves crosses the halfway line. He needs someone to aim for. He does. Henderson makes a good run out to the left-hand side.
I think he's going to get that.
He has. He's kept it in, and lovely now can Groves pull it back across. He needs someone to aim for. There's nobody there. And Bertram puts it behind.
So many players going down with cramp, and you can't be surprised, because I tell you what, both teams here have been unbelievable.
Bertram needed a shout from his teammates there because there was nobody there, and he's put it behind.
Oh, Dave.
Well, We've got another corner on the far side.
5 minutes left.
As we wait the delivery. Big men are up in the box for both sides. In it comes, it's towards the near post, tried to flick it on. There's appeals for handball. There's a lot of appeals. But now they can try and get the ball away. Ben Hutchinson puts it over the top of Kersons to run onto. It's not a bad ball. And the keeper Newbrook's come out. He's cleared it. Done very well, I tell you what. And Moore is onside on the far side. He's nodded it on. Well, Ferrin is there to put it out. And that is a tired decision there from Ferrin on the far side. It's a throw level with the corner of the box. And can they get a good delivery in here from this throw? But as you mentioned, players going down left, right and centre with cramp on both sides. It's been one of them nights. They've give everything, both these sets of players. Could there be the drama of penalties?
Well, it's the other game's gone to penalties. So they're making us wait.
Long throw from the far side. Moore puts it back to where it came from. Can they get the cross in? In it comes. Anyone challenging for through and all. Defenders all had a turn on their head to see where that ball was going.
That
but
was
it's
exactly
a goal kick.
the same as the second goal from Jamie Walker, wasn't it? It's a cross into the box, put into a great area. That can't be far away from the far post, you know.
Well, another player down with cramp. And, well, you can't blame them.
They had a great game here on Saturday as well, really. A massive effort.
Well, Durant is waiting for his...
It's Jack Donaghy, isn't it?
Jack Donaghy, yeah.
Hasn't played a lot in the last month.
Well, as I say, I don't blame any of these players going down with cramp. It's been a long, hard season. You know, in non-league, they play more games than the big boys and they play a hell of a lot less. And there's been a lash out from Hutchinson on Tom Devitt, and the referee did see it. There was a slap, and Hutchinson needs to be careful here. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a card, but I will say on the other hand, Devitt did push his head down into the ground.
Got to be honest, Dave, I was looking at what was happening else.
Yeah, I was looking down at he pushed ED.
Well, referee's got the decision to make then.
Well, the fourth official was on top of it. Both guilty of something. Devitt limps away. Hutchinson's the furthest man away on the other side of the pitch.
I think
Fourth
Hutchinson
official,
might be off here.
I think he will be. I think there'll be a yellow for Devitt and a red card for Hutchinson here.
Fourth official getting involved.
Yeah.
Stockton Town won on penalties, 1-4-3 on penalties. So
Wow.
whoever wins here will be travelling to Stockton.
Wow. Referee and fourth official still in deep conversation. There can only be about a minute left as well.
A long conversation.
Yeah, well, I think we are going to see. But he isn't going towards Devitt, is he? Although Devitt and Hutchinson are over there. He's going over.
Will there be common sense and just use two yellows?
I think it's going to be a red. He hit him. Be very surprised if he gets away with a yellow here, Ben Hutchinson. Very, very surprised.
Yellow.
Wow, he's been a very lucky boy lashing out. Does Tom Devitt get one as well? Doesn't look like it. Well,
Can't imagine what will happen if Hutchinson was to get the winner here.
yeah. Wow. Free kick. Could be the last kick of the game. Parker launches it up towards the edge of the area. The big men are up there. Can't have him win the header. It's going to fall to Walker on the edge of the area. He tries to nod it back in, but it only goes up in the air. Headed away from Hebburn. Now it's launched up the pitch. Bertram pushes a Hebburn player in the back. This is an opportunity for Hebburn to get the ball launched up towards the edge of the box.
Yeah, there's a lot of nerves here, isn't there?
There certainly is.
And a lot of tired bodies. That clearance from Robbie Spence there just looked. He looked shot, if I'm honest, when he took that, when he tried to clear with his right foot.
Well, a lot of argument there. Words in the referee's ear. Referee's telling Henderson to get back. Have a free kick here to Hebburn. 20 yards inside their own half. Can they launch us up to the edge of the box? There can't be very long left here in the dying stages of extra time. As Moore has the ball, 3 minutes added on, ball launched across to the far side. Can Devitt get there? He can. He puts it back to McCamley. McCamley back to Devitt. They need to get a delivery into the box. McCamley down towards the dead ball line. He's under pressure. 2 players. Can he get past him? Parker just takes the ball away from him. He tried to do too much. Curzons now
Chance for a break
holding the ball up, and Marshall pings the ball. Sorry, it isn't Marshall. It's now it's up towards Hutchinson. Hutchinson chests it down, holds it up well, lays it off, and now ball across from Walker. Curzons nods it on.
Didn't he touch it?
Nah, and out it goes.
He
It's
could
a
have
throw
let that
in.
run. He could have let
And
it run.
well, we're into that 3 minutes now. Did the Hornets have a sting in the tail, or can Long Eaton make a short distance of it? That's the best I could come up with there. It was awful, wasn't it? The sting in the tail, I should have left it with that.
You try this all the time, Dave.
Sometimes it works. Look at the Macaulay Langstaff one. There's Curzons, turns. Ball over the top. There's Bertram and Henderson battle it out. Bertram, no nonsense defending.
Didn't want to go back his goalkeeper there, did he?
No, he didn't. No. Well, that's surely got to be a yellow card from Bertram there. He kicks another ball out the stadium when they tried to get another one in play.
It's gone to someone's back garden.
Well, the other ball he's just kicked into the graveyard. So
he's getting booked.
Yeah. There you go. Yellow card for Bertram.
Hope he's getting billed for it.
Well, here comes the other spare ball.
We've got about 2 minutes injury time left, I think.
The long throw from the far side. In it comes. Oh, Henderson holds it up well, lays it back out. Can the cross come in? It can. Oh, it's been taken away from Moore Bertram, but it's offside, but he's kept. Didn't interfere. The ball goes in for another throw. Another opportunity.
Really clever there from Jack Donaghy, because Dan Groves has knocked it forward and Donaghy's just run past the ball.
Massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in and sending messages in. We cannot really read them because it's all happening at the moment. There's ball with Hebburn on the left-hand side. Can they cross the ball in? Nice little bit of footwork. Ball crossed in, brought down by Henderson, but he couldn't get it under control, and Hutchinson boots it away. And this Curzons is chasing it down. Reed needs to win it, and he does. Was he fouled? Referee says no. He hasn't given it. Now he has.
Jeez, why take so long? You can see. Do you know? Again, I will say it's similar one to the one with Daniel Moore before. Both players are challenging for the ball. It's just a collision in midair.
Yeah.
He's given the foul eventually, as he did with the Moore one, so at least he's consistent.
Well, surely this has got to be the last time to get the ball forward. And there's another bit of gamesmanship there from Curzons. Kicks the ball away.
This has to be it, isn't it?
Surely.
It's about 6 yards back.
There we go.
There you go.
Right, here we go. Is this the last bit of action? Extra time, 2-2. Hebburn and Long Eaton. The ball up towards the edge of the area. There it is. We go to penalties here. And, well, the game has been... I
can't believe he's blown there.
Yeah. Well, he made him take it back, but we're into penalties here, like the other semi-final. To be honest, at half-time, I thought they were dead and buried, Hebburn. They've battled, got themselves back into it. Extra time's been a bit of a war of attrition. There's been players going down left, right, and centre. But now it's down to the goalkeepers. Who's going to come away a hero here, and who's going to be the villain? But at the moment, both sets of players have given everything tonight, and got to commend them on that. And as we mentioned earlier on, the away following from Long Eaton as well has been fantastic, as is the home attendance here. Two teams that have battled all season deserve their plaudits, and this is a cruel way to go out of a competition for either side. And as I say, just wait as a lot of Hebburn players down, getting stretches with cramp at the moment. 4 players there. Yeah, wow.
Third penalty shootout we've done this season, Dave.
It certainly is. We've had the heroics of James Montgomery in 2 of them. Which goalkeeper here? Will it be Sean Newbrook or Ross Durant that come up with some heroics?
Well, it is pretty much toss a coin, isn't it? This is a lottery now.
It's a cruel way to go out. I think on a reflection of the game, I think a 2-2 draw at full time was probably a fair result. I think Hebburn got themselves back into it in the second half, and I wouldn't say it was a commandful second half because it was still scrappy for vast majorities. But it's never nice to go into penalties.
The way I would look at it, and it won't feel like this for whichever team loses, but they both had brilliant seasons. They really have. Both teams have had great seasons, possibly exceeded expectations,
and
they pushed all the way tonight.
And I mentioned a little bit earlier on, look, both teams have got promotion recently into this league. Both teams are building. This isn't the end of the road for either side.
No.
I think there's a lot to come from both of these teams. And, I look forward to looking in the future. Hopefully, Hebburn, we're very close to us. We'll see them climb up the tables as they have been doing in recent years. And Long Eaton as well, likewise. There's the more northern clubs getting up from a personal point of view. I think it's better for the influx of players playing at the level. And hopefully we'll see a good penalty shootout here, as good as it can be. It's never a great way to end a game, but here we are. Also, as well, just where we're on, massive viewing figures here tonight. Thank you very much. As I say, we only found out we were doing it about 48 hours ago, and to have this many people tuned in is an absolute. It's lovely. Thank you very much.
Dave, I'm going to see more you than I am in my wife over
I know.
next few weeks. It's not a good thing, by the way.
Taking us away to a nice hotel as well. Well,
getting you drunk.
Yeah. We'll not go any further with that. But we are going to be going to penalties here. And I don't think we've had the coin toss to see which end they're going to be taking the penalties at.
There's going to be some disappointing people at the graveyard end, if not.
There certainly is.
They've all gone behind there, and I don't think it's been decided. Surely it makes sense to do it at the clubhouse end.
Well, we'll see. We are awaiting the penalties here.
They are facing that way, I think. Most of them.
No, there's the captains now. Liam Henderson wearing the captain's armband. Sam Parker. Man of the match. Who would you go for our man of the match? Yeah, it's not the official one, of course.
It's a difficult one because it was literally a game of two halves. I think you'd probably got Jimmy Walker, wouldn't you, for Long Eaton because of the impact he had first half. I think Robbie Spencer's had a really good game in midfield for Hebburn. And I think Aaron Thompson, so it'll be one of those two in midfield. Obviously, the gaffer's done all right coming on and nicking that goal, but
we are shooting towards the clubhouse end. So we'll wait to see who is. It looks like Hebburn are going to be taking the first penalty. It looks like Hackett is the man going forward. He'll be going up against Durant. Well, Hackett has the ball in his hands. Not in the box yet. Durant's putting his gloves back on. The referees just want a word with them. Keep them on the line. We all know the rules. Come on.
Say the same thing. Make sure your foot's on the line when it's taken, but you can't come off.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of fans migrating around the ground at the moment to get to the other end. And there's already quite a few already there. And this is where the drama will reach its climax here tonight at Hebburn. Will it be Hebburn Town or Long Eaton United that progress to the final of the East Division playoff final? It's anybody's guess. It's the lottery. It's the joy and the heartache as well. But which way will that go?
Didn't check Long Eaton stats, maybe someone can message, but Hebburn have won a penalty shootout here this season. Beat Jarrow in Durham Challenge Cup.
Wow.
Newbrook was in goal that night, but here we go.
Well, now Hackett takes a few steps back, strides forward, and places it straight down the middle. Good penalty.
It's always a funny one, that, isn't it? Because you think the goalkeeper stands still, he's going to save it. But I think it was Peter Schmeichel said on the BBC Match of the Day commentary on Sunday that as a goalkeeper, he'd hate to just stand still and watch someone put it in the corner.
Yeah. Well, you'll be damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you stand there like a pint of milk, it's yeah. But it is Tom Marshall that steps up here to take Long Eaton's first penalty. Fans behind the goal trying to put him off, hitting the advertising boardings. Very straight run up here. Forward. And he went.
Pen, it's a really good pen.
Was towards his left hand side there. Keeper nearly got towards it. Liam Henderson trots up here to take the second one. It's 1-1 at the moment. And of course, Stockton away awaits the winners. Henderson just wants to replace his.
He knows what he's doing here, Durant.
Yeah, Durant just doing the. He isn't doing the theatrics of a Grobbelaar, but he's moving side to side.
Just making him wait.
Henderson now steps up and he scores. Another one blasted straight down the middle.
Good penalty, that one. I think it's one of them, even if the keeper goes the right way, he's hit it that hard.
Well, Ben Hutchinson strides forwards the quickest he's moved all game, straight up there towards the penalty spot.
3 good penalties so far.
Certainly is. Ben Hutchinson now up against Newbrook. He steps forward. Saved! Oh, it was a poor penalty. There was barely any power on it. He tried to place it to the right-hand side, and down to his left did go Newbrook, and he just smothered the ball.
Wasn't well struck. Wasn't really well directed. Good height for the keeper.
And now Spence is going to be the man to take this one. Durant bouncing up and down on the line. Oh, he saves it as well. Saved it down to his left. Down to his right even. Sorry, the ball was hit to the left. Oh.
I'll just repeat my previous comment. Similar penalty. Good save. Did well to get it around the post, by the way.
Well, Kersons now is the man to take the next one.
Been excellent since he's come on. Been really impressed with Tom Kersons since he came on.
Yeah, he's been a real handful, hasn't he? Held the ball up well, good pace, stretched the defence. But what can he do from the penalty spot? Oh, he buries it into the bottom corner. Lovely stuff.
If you're going to go low, you've got to go like he has there. He's really struck that brilliantly.
Well, now it is Aaron Thompson steps up to take. Is this the fourth one?
Yes.
It is the fourth. 3-3 on penalties at the moment.
Time,
yeah, we did, yeah. You get so caught up in it, you forget where we are. Thompson. Durant making himself big. Thompson steps up. Oh, and it's been saved.
What a save that is, by the way.
It was hit into a good spot. And Durant stretched over. Now Bertram steps forward to try and put them in the lead here in the penalty shootout.
You'd imagine this is going to be smashed.
Bertram with his hands on his hips. Trots forward. And he puts it over the bar! Oh! Well. He's tried to place it, but he's just put too much power on it. It's a level game. We're into the 5th penalty now. It's 3-3.
Well, it's sudden death now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, just take it. This is all just time
Will
wasted.
McCamley.
Putting pressure on Will McCamley, isn't it?
Came on as a substitute and did very well in the game. It's his turn from the spot. Strides forward. Oh, it's been saved as well.
Chance to win it.
And now
Walker as well.
Walker, leading goal scorer for Long Eaton. He runs forward, chips the ball up. He's going to place it down on the penalty spot now. Well, Walker now takes a run up. Oh, and he's put it in the back of the net. And Long Eaton progressed to the final here at Hebburn. The penalty shootout. It's a cruel way to end a game, but for Long Eaton, it's joy and celebrations. It's commiserations to Hebburn Town. It's been a commendable battle to get themselves back into it. Unfortunately, from the penalty spot, it wasn't to be, Mark.
Well, we said whichever side lost tonight, it would be cruel on them. They've both been, they put in a hell of an effort this season. They put in an even bigger effort tonight. Credit Long Eaton, that they've continued what is a great season for them. They'll feel they should have won it in 90, because of the fact they've went in 2-0 at half time and looked all in control of the game. Hebburn, you can't help but feel sorry for them because of the effort second half, the effort extra time, players going down with cramp. honestly, it's been brilliant from them. Fair play to both sides. Good luck in Long Eaton at Stockton on Saturday, and good luck to Stockton in that game as well. Obviously, one of our clubs up here in the northeast. Great. Thanks for everyone.
Thank you very much. Well. Lovely celebrations on the far side. Long Eaton fans there celebrating with the players. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. So Long Eaton fans will have. But we're going to sign off there. A big thank you for everyone that has joined us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. As Mark just drops my phone on the floor. But it's all right. On that note, we're going to say goodbye and thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.